Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.
Safety! Dropped in the end zone. It's Niehaus. Feldman, that one will get in. That's a good point right there. A shot coming here. That's a goal. Lifted to left center field. Gets off the warning track into the wall. Transition three. Boom! Knocks that one down. And it's a goal. What a beautiful play. Dutton, look what I found over the first. It's a 3-on-1 all the way. Yes! There he goes.
Your home for the Bobcats, KFJB-TV. Welcome to the countdown to tip-off.
It is Super Tuesday coverage on KFJB-TV as the Hoover Huskies host your Marshalltown Bobcats tonight. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our producer, David Braga, on camera tonight. Lincoln Eastman as well as Keith Stewart. And thanks to our producer, Jeff Brooks, back at the radio studios, producing things on that side. And we'll get scoreboard updates throughout the rest of the night. A little bonus coverage of girls action. Final shot before the first half comes to an end as Morgan Hildebrand puts up a shot. It is no good. And 35-3 is our current score at the halftime break of the girls basketball game. So running well behind here tonight as girls looking for their third victory on the young season as they took down Des Moines East and South Tama for their first wins of the season with and Lincoln, and then a loss to the Newton Cardinals last Thursday night. So Bobcats off to a good start on the season, and they're at halftime with the Hoover Huskies here tonight. Boys game is coming up after the conclusion of this one. We will nearly have a running clock in the second half of this girls game, so things should speed along here tonight at Hoover High School. So 10 minutes on the clock as we are at halftime. Our boys game is coming up, like I mentioned, after this one. Marshalltown Bobcat boys basketball team is 1-2. They started off the season last Tuesday with a loss at home inside the Roundhouse against the Lincoln Rail Splitters and lost that one. Then went on the road Thursday night, a 68-40 loss against the Newton Cardinals, but bounced back Friday night in a win against the Des Moines East Scarlets, 43-36. That was a game where Kyle Smith really struggled. He went 9 of 34 for threes on the season so far, but he struggled early in the first half. Ended up finishing with 7 points and 7 rebounds. All of that came in the fourth quarter. He was held scoreless against East on Friday night in the first 3 quarters of action. Kyle Smith's numbers are down from a year ago, but still with that good production, averaging 17.3 points per game on the season, along with 8.3 rebounds per game. But there's been some good help around him. Jacob Hayes, Lamar Johnson averaging both 5.7 points per game, and Drake Gersma, the new sophomore guard and point guard at that for the Marshalltown Bobcats, averaging 6.3. A bright spot, Jamison Niehaus, 9 points on Friday night. He hit 3 threes in that game, and he's also hauled in 8 offensive rebounds this year. Lamar Johnson's hauled in 5 offensive rebounds. It's been a good stat line for the Marshalltown Bobcats. They were 10-13 a year ago. This is head coach Mike Apple's 7th year adding in to our matchup coming up after the girls' game here tonight. Meanwhile, for the Hoover Huskies, they're 0-1, a loss to Mason City, 64-51 on Friday night to open up their season. Wes Burrell is the second-year head coach here at Hoover Huskies, which traditionally has been a pretty good basketball school. He replaced Courtney Henderson last year, who's now the head coach at Johnston. Henderson spent 14 years here at Hoover making the state tournament 4 times. So this is a program, obviously, like I mentioned, with some tradition. And Wes Burrell is a 1995 grad of Hoover. And he finished top 10 in points and rebounds in his high school basketball career. So a lot on the line here tonight for the Bobcats early on. They look to get their record back to 500 with a road trip. This is a game where Bobcats won last year 60-47, but earlier this year on February 5th. It was their first win since 2013 when these two teams matched up. Previous times, and it stopped, I believe, a 4 or 5 game losing streak to the Hoover Huskies that the Bobcats won last year. Bobcats are just 2-8 against Hoover since 2009. So Bobcats looking to keep things going on the winning side of things. And Hoover last year, a down year, as they were sub 10 wins last year, and so they look to reverse that under their second-year head coach, Wes Burrell. We're at halftime of the girls' game, and they lead it 35-3 as of right now. Leading scores for the Marshalltown Bobcat girls basketball team. Morgan Hildebrand has 10 points in that first half. Meanwhile, senior Ellie Hughes with 7 points out there for the Bobcats, mustering up their 35 first-half points. And again, we could have a running clock very shortly in the second half of the girls' game. We'll take a quick timeout. More coverage from Hoover High School. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV. Welcome back to Hoover High School. Still about 5 minutes to go with our halftime coverage here in the girls' game, and we'll have complete play-by-play of the second half of Bobcat basketball, the girls, coming up. But we had a chance the other night. If you missed it, we visited with Frankie Long, our Cat Connection, and it's all brought to you by Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency in Marshalltown, mtownproud.com. Let's take a listen to our Cat Connection with Frankie Long.
The Cat Connection, sponsored by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It's our Cat Connection with center for the Marshalltown Bobcat girls basketball team, Frankie Long, joining us. Over 8 rebounds per game, just over 5 points per game last year. So from game number 1 against South Tama until the final game of the year against Des Moines North in postseason play, where do you feel like you improved the most during that season last year?
I just think I became a lot more comfortable in knowing the offense, and it was a lot different from 8th grade.
So that comfortability, how do you kind of take that into year number 2 at the varsity level? You know, your sophomore season, where do you think maybe that extra step's going to come in your game?
I think I'll be able to be a lot more comfortable on offense and, like, being able to just know the game a lot more.
Yeah. And talking with Coach, he mentioned on the offensive side, you know, since you've been able to have that year under your belt, you're able to move around a little bit more out there, maybe pop out on the wing, whatever it may be. So how does that kind of flexibility in your game help your offense?
I think it just gets the defense moving a lot more, and it helps the ball flow a lot better than it was last year.
Yeah. Of course, we see you in a lot of different activities. I know you're out for volleyball. What other kind of things are you involved in?
I do soccer and I do dance.
All right. So are you using some of those dance moves out on the basketball court?
I don't know about that.
Of course, coming into this year, do you have any goals kind of laid out for yourself?
I just think I need to be a lot more physical on offense and more confident.
How much do you think you're going to challenge the other teams in the Iowa Alliance this year? You know, I'm sure they challenged you, but maybe you're going to give it back to them, especially with that physicality and rebounding.
I hope to challenge them a lot.
Hey, best of luck this year.
Thank you.
All right, that is Frankie Long, our Cat Connection right here on KFJB-TV. All brought to you by Tyler Pashong State Farm Agency, mtownproud.com. Welcome back to Hoover High School. That was our Cat Connection here on KFJB-TV with Frankie Long for the Marshalltown Bobcats. And ladies, looking for another victory here on the road here tonight as they take on the Hoover Huskies, leading at 35-3 at halftime. And, of course, the boys' game is coming up after this. But the Bobcat ladies looking for their 4th victory of the year. They're 3-1. Heading into this one, of course, have had really solid production so far this year, especially by Frankie Long. And she's averaging 7.8 points per game, along with 8.2 rebounds per game. Sydney Capayu, the senior for the Marshalltown Bobcats, averaging 8 points per game. Kinsley Bowie is out tonight with that ankle injury, but she's averaging 7.3 points per game. The freshman Morgan Hildebrand has been a really nice spot as well. She's averaging 4.8 points per game, as well as 2.2 assists. Coming into this one, Millie Heitman, Georgia Jansen just continue to improve as well, as Millie is averaging right now 5.5 and Georgia Jansen 6.2 points per game for the Bobcat girls basketball team. Both teams taking the court, getting ready for the second half. We'll have that coverage for you live here on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and on KFJB-TV.
Sportsmanship starts with us.
As a student athlete, I need to model good behavior and represent my school appropriately.
That means respecting my teammates, coaches, opponents, the officials, and fans.
If I do that, so will others, and being a good sport becomes a way of life.
To all of Iowa's student athletes getting ready to compete, remember, sportsmanship starts with us.
Coming up after our game tonight, we'll present our OPA Player of the Game. That's right, OPA Grill of Marshalltown, Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is OPA. They award a $25 gift certificate to the Bobcat Player of the Game. And if you missed it on Friday night, Georgia Jansen was our Bobcat Player of the Game. She had 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 steals in a win against the East Scarlets. Meanwhile, it was a clean sweep. The boys also won against Des Moines East. Will Swartz, senior, was our player of the game. 2 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 blocks, and really had a couple of big knockdown free throws late in the game to help secure a Bobcat victory. Also, Frankie Long, she's been our player of the game this year. 7 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks against Newton last week. And Kyle Smith, in the opening game of the season for the Bobcat boys, he was our player of the game. He had 30 points, 6 made threes on the opening night. He'll look to get that going here against the Hoover Huskies, which he lit up a year ago. We'll see if he can do that again. Second half is underway in the girls' game, and the Hoover Huskies will throw it away on the left side of your radio dial, left side of your TV screen. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button here tonight and get those upcoming notifications on games by making sure that those alerts are on. Be sure to subscribe to KFJB-TV. All right, the Bobcat ladies with the basketball in the front court as Ellie Hughes will give it over to Georgia Jansen. Now high-pointing the basketball at the top of the key. Frankie Long dribbles to the right wing. Now to Ellie Hughes. Picked up by the Hoover Huskies, and Newbold will go the other way. And a left-handed layup on the left side is good for the Huskies. That'll make it 35-5, our score now. Georgia Jansen in the front court to Millie Heitman, now to Ellie Hughes, near side corner. Back to Jansen, right wing. She's going to drive into the paint. Skip pass to the far side. 3 off the back of the iron. No good by Millie Heitman. Bobcat ladies struggling to find a basket here to begin the second half. Sydney Capayu with 11 points. Ellie Hughes with 7 tonight. Missed by Hoover, and the rebound by Georgia Jansen swings it out to Millie Heitman, who trots over the Husky logo at midcourt. She'll pass it back left wing to Hughes. Now to Jansen in the far side corner. She's going to dribble out to the wing. Now an inlet pass down the left block to Frankie Long. Goes to work, but her shot is strong. And the Huskies haul in the rebound. Eleanor Eckwall was able to get that one. And the Hoover Huskies get into the paint on a drive, but a big stuff by Long in the paint. And she'll hand off to Sydney Capayu, brings it up court. Dishes underhand to Jansen, who feeds inside to Long again. Bounce pass out to left wing is picked off. Another steal by Newby. Huskies go up court, pass it out of bounds off the fingertips of Malia Davis. And a turnover on the Huskies with 5:38 in the third quarter. Substitution coming in for the Hoover Huskies. Davis is going to check out. Got a 44 into the game for Hoover, but we did not have that on our rosters coming in. Bobcats on the offensive end of things. Capello at the free throw line. Passes near side corner to Jansen. Back to Capello. Newby all in her face. Zone defense. Step back three. Right wing no good. Hughes rebound to the paint. She'll go to work with it. Try to go up. She'll toss into the backcourt. And she did not make a good read there to find Jansen on the left wing. It goes and splits between her and Frankie Long, who is at the top of the key. And it's back to the Hoover Huskies with 5:08 to go third quarter. 35-3, Bobcats leading it on the road. On their way to their fourth victory of the season. Hoover is 0-3 heading into this matchup. And Hoover will turn it over. It's back to the Bobcats. Georgia Jansen takes it all the way for the two-point bucket. 37-5. Jansen with 3 points on the night. Hoover lost to begin the season to Creston, 63-12. Lost to Perry, 51-14. And lost to Mason City Friday night, 61-7. Bobcats getting a jump ball. Possession arrow is with the Cats, and it will be Bobcat basketball. Good tie up down low. Frankie Long will help win it back for the Bobcats. Four and a half minutes to go. Bobcats up 37-5. Millie Hughes running the point. Over to Frankie Long, who's out high on the right wing. Now to left wing, they swing it to Jansen. Hughes open for a three. It's going to hit the net. Misses. Millie Heitman with a rebound backside. Misses. Frankie Long gets it back. Now Georgia Jansen gets it back off of a long miss. And Hoover will try to save it from going out of bounds, but it's off the backside of the backboard. And it will stay with the red and blue. 4:08 now stopped on the clock, third quarter. Capello passes in to Jansen, dumps it behind for Long, misses the shot, put back is no good, and Hoover gets the rebound. Frankie off the mark here tonight. Only 4 points tonight for the sophomore, who's just struggled with her inside game here tonight. And a three by Davis on the far side corner is good. And Davis now with 4 points in the game. Millie Heitman drives down the court, leaves it behind for Ellie Hughes, who's in the paint and puts it off the glass for two. 39-8 Cats. And now ball tipped out of bounds as Millie Heitman tips it away from Newby. Nia Lott and Morgan Hildebrand going to check in for the Cats. Frankie Long, Georgia Jansen check out. Inbound pass, almost taken away by Hughes, but Kennedy gathers it back in. Newby catches the basketball on the right wing, loses it, gathers it back in. Hildebrand is all up in her grill, and they're going to toss it away towards the scorer's table. Turnover Huskies, 3:06 third quarter. And the Bobcats leading by 31. A three by the Cats. Well, two more buckets, I guess I should say. And the Bobcats will have a running clock here in the second half. They had that last Friday night against Des Moines East. Hildebrand drives in, kicks it out. Far side corner three is no good. Pops in and out for Capello. And Hoover hauls in the rebound. Outlets to Davis, who will bring it up court. Nia Lott will pressure at midcourt. Drives pass. Open three. Off the back of the iron. Hughes rebound. Outlet Miller. Millie Heitman, excuse me. Capello top of the key. Pass over to left wing. And Hildebrand's three is no good, but a scrum in the paint for the rebound. And Hoover's going to come away with it. No, it bounces out of there, and Capello will get it back. Capello has her pocket pick for a second. She'll go to the midcourt stripe, gather it back in, and now start a drive. She kind of puts a shoulder down into Newby, who's all up on her. Now Heitman, far side. Three is good. And it's 42-8. So one more point, and we will have a running clock here in the second half. 34-point lead, largest of the night for the Bobcat ladies. On their way to their fourth victory of the season. A travel by Newby. Took a step in the paint as she caught the basketball from Davis. And back to the Bobcats. Millie Heitman will check out. And Georgia Jansen is back into the game for the Cats. Hildebrand running point. Into the front court over the right wing, and now Nia Lott. Baseline jumper. That one's pure. Just inside the three-point arc, and it's a 36-point lead, and now we have a running clock in the second half with 1:20 to go in third quarter. Now Hoover across the midcourt stripe loses the basketball as Davis has it knocked away by Nia Lott. Nia Lott, just a freshman for the Bobcat girls basketball team, but reminds me a little bit of a Mara Johnson, who's out with an injury, as she brings some intensity. And you definitely like to see that. She'll cover up Davis on the inbound here. They try to go to Davis, and it's a high pass. Davis catches it, drives down the right side of the paint, kicks it left block. Jumper is no good inside by Fanday. And Davis the last to touch it, out of bounds. Bobcat basketball. It's the final 30 seconds of the third quarter tick down. Shot clock is off as Hildebrand gets it into the forecourt. Dish out to Jansen, left wing three is no good. Gets her own rebound, though, at the free throw stripe. Back to Capello, three, why not? Straight on, and buries it. And Capello extends the lead to 39 as we have the final 10 seconds of the third quarter. Davis, an out-of-control shot in the paint. Bobcats with a rebound. 2 seconds, 1 second, and the time will run out. We'll head to the fourth quarter. 35-3 at the break. It is now extended out to 47-8. Bobcat girls leading it on KFJB-TV.
In Iowa, we are fortunate to have a lot of opportunities to get involved in at our schools.
Athletics and activities have so many positive effects. From learning how to build relationships
and healthy lifestyles,
and gain self-esteem and confidence.
Make participation a priority. You and your school will benefit.
Back here at Hoover High School, Bobcats leading at 47-8 as we head to the fourth quarter. We have a running clock with a 39-point lead for the Bobcat girls basketball team. On their way to a 4-1 start to begin the season with a road trip at Mason City. Friday night, we'll have full game coverage starting at 6 o'clock Friday here on KFJB-TV of the girls-boys doubleheader. You're locked into bonus coverage of the girls game here tonight. Conference of Champions matchup, a little north versus south. Miang Guianga has checked in for the Bobcats. New face there, Nia Lott. Also Mallory Myron, Georgia Jansen, and the other freshman, Morgan Hildebrand. The 5 on the floor to begin the fourth quarter for the Bobcat girls. And I'm thinking somebody didn't have the right jersey or number reported. Mia Nguinganga and Aguianga. I knew I would struggle with that name. Not sure if she's supposed to be wearing number 23 or what number, but I believe she's in her correct number, or 22. She is in 22. That's what she's listed at. Did have that issue the other night against East as well, and a steal on the inbound play to begin the fourth quarter. Aguinaga was the one to steal it away, and now 5-second on the inbound play, and no, before the 5-second call, a timeout by the Hoover Huskies. Will take it with them. This is bonus coverage of the girls' basketball game. Bobcats leading 47-9, 7:42 fourth quarter on KFJB-TV. Seven to 9. It's a 39-point lead for the Bobcats on the road. Excuse me, not a 39-point lead anymore. As just remember, we had free throws there, so one was made. It is a 38-point lead now. Where's Dylan at for my quick math help when I need him? 47 to 9, and a foul inside on the Bobcats will come in, fourth of the night on Georgia Jansen. And at the line, Kennedy, and she'll make the first one. 2 points tonight for Ernestine Kennedy. Second free throw up, and it's off the front of the iron, but we have a lane violation. Kennedy stepped over the free throw line, and it will be back to the Bobcats, so no good on that one. It looked like it was going to be a good free throw, but it will not be as she stepped over the line, and it is back to the Bobcats. A 37-point game as she did make one. Bobcats get it to Georgia Jansen, near side corner. And Jansen dribbling, and she double dribbled. Already had dribbled and picked it up and then dribbled again. And she had that look on her face knowing she messed up right there. Officials on it, and a turnover by the Bobcats as we are now under 7 minutes to go in our basketball game here in the girls. Boys game coming up after this one. Anticipating a good boys basketball game here tonight. And a travel in the paint, shuffle in the feet. Eleanor Eckwall, turnover on Hoover. Back to the Bobcats. Hildebrand to run the points over the 10-second line. Martin feeds over to Jansen, left wing. Gets it to Nyalot, top of the key. Now Hildebrand cutting along the baseline, gets the basketball back up as she dribbles to the right wing. Pass over to the left wing to Jansen, dumps it into Martin. Can't do anything with it. Back to Nyalot, straight on. Jumper just inside the arc. At the top of the key is no good. Hoover with the rebound as we approach 5.5 minutes. And Nyalot's going to pick up a foul. A hand check right there as she was guarding on Kennedy. That'll be the third team foul here in the fourth quarter. 47 to 10 is our score. Hoover still with the basketball. As Newby will get the throw in. And now Kennedy's going to be called with a charge. Taking it inside. Aguinaga was the one who was fouled on that play, and so it'll be Bobcat basketball. Still no substitutions, so still the same 5 as we started the quarter with. As we're now under 5 minutes to go in the girls' game. Nyalot, right wing, tried to jump up and catch a pass from Hildebrand, but it's out of bounds into the Bobcat ladies bench and back to the Hoover Huskies. Hildebrand leading the 5 on the floor in points with 10, and now we have a carry by Newby and a turnover. Back to the Bobcats as Georgia Jansen will inbound right in front of the Hoover bench. Hildebrand to run the point. Martin tries a long-range 2. It's no good. The Bobcats get the basketball back. Feed out to Hildebrand. Turnover. Newby will take it all the way. Layup is strong. Davis backside rebound. No good. Shots blocked by Hildebrand, but they say she got caught on the hand. And so 2 free throws coming for Davis with 3:56 stopped on the clock, 4th quarter. That's the 4th Bobcat foul of the quarter, and Hildebrand picks up her 2nd foul of the night as Davis locks in the first free throw, 47-11. Second free throw no good. Hildebrand hauls in the rebound. 3-0 run by the Huskies to begin this 4th quarter, and now Bobcats will throw it away, looking for Jansen, and the Huskies able to deflect it. Jansen couldn't save it, and it is Husky basketball. 3.5 minutes to go in the girls' game. Davis drives into the paint, dishes back out. She'll get the basketball back at the top. Nyalot picks off a pass intended for Newby, and the layup is good. She takes it all the way. 5 points now for the freshman in Nyalot. Davis almost a carry in the paint, but we'll give her the runner, and it's good for 2, and Davis leads the Huskies with 7. 7 of the 13 points tonight for Hoover. Nyalot gets tied up, tries to feed it back to Jansen, but it's tipped away by Davis. Taking a look at the last score by Nyalot against Davis. And a good layup there by the freshman. Martin gets the inbound pass. Her shot put up as she turns around in the paint, fires from 7 foot out. It's no good. Huskies go for the rebound, but can't gather it back in. Goes out of bounds. And it will remain on the right side here. Jansen with the baseline right side throw in. Finds Hildebrand wide open. The paint misses the jumper. Rebound put back underneath the hoop is no good. And the Huskies come away with a rebound with 2:05 to go in the basketball game. Davis had it tipped away by Nyalot. Goes into the paint. Floater's good. Davis with 9 of the Huskies' 15 points. Martin with a long 3. It's off the back of the iron. No good. Aguianga try for the rebound. Not able to get that one. And it's back to the Huskies. Davis up court. Drives into the paint again. Floater's no good. Gets her own miss. And she'll dribble it out to the right wing. Takes the long range 3. It's no good. Jansen will use her long arms to haul on the rebound, gets a tie-up. Possession arrow is with the Bobcats. And we're down to 60 seconds to go in Hoover. Hildebrand over to the right wing, picked up her dribble. Now the Bobcats find Mallory Miner in, and she misses a shot, chases the rebound, can't get to it. And it's back to Hoover. Newby will bring it up court for the Huskies. Feeds to Davis. She knifes into the paint, and that one will be a foul on the drive as she was touched on the arm, and I believe that's going to be on Georgia Jansen, and that will be her 5th of the night. She'll foul out of the game. Ellie Hughes is back in to replace her. Davis at the line for 2 free throws, and the first one hangs on the front of the iron and drops off. No good. Second free throw is good by Davis, and makes the score now 49-16. Shot clock is up. Bobcats can run out the final time and secure the victory here on the road tonight. Bobcats have a pass deflected, but gather it back in. Nyalot gets it to Hildebrand. Hildebrand will pull up near the left block as it blocked, and now there's a scrum. Davis gets it, but she falls out of bounds on the far side, and that should do it here tonight. 49-16 will be our final score as the Bobcat ladies improve to 4-1 on the season with the victory on the road. Hoover Huskies drop to 0-4 to begin the season. And so the Bobcat ladies will shake hands at midcourt with the win here tonight, 49-16. They'll have all week to prepare for a trip to Mason City without some of their stars from a year ago. We'll see what kind of squad that is. Coming up on Friday night, we'll have coverage starting at 6 o'clock of the girls' game. Bobcat boys are getting ready to go for their contest here tonight. The Hoover Huskies are 0-1 after a season-opening loss to the Mason City Riverhawks. Meanwhile, the Cats got their first win of the season on Friday night as they took down the Des Moines East Scarlets, and they're 1-2 heading into tonight, looking to get back to 500 on the season. You've been watching bonus coverage of the girls' game. Again, they win it 49-16. You're on your home for the Cats. News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and right here on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Marshalltown Community School District thanks you for voting yes in the referendum to move forward with the plan to remodel and modernize Miller Middle School and the enhancement to Franklin Field. We will continue to provide updates about this exciting project as they move forward in the process. There is so much positive energy for the future. Thanks for saying yes to our students and yes for Marshalltown. To learn more, go to marshalltowncsdfuture.com.
The Cat Connection, sponsored by State Farm, mtownproud.com.
It's our Cat Connection, all brought to you by Tyler Pashong Agency, mtownproud.com. We are here with junior guard for the Marshalltown Bobcats, Jacob Hayes. And, of course, last year we saw you coming off the bench sometimes. Going to be in that starter role this year. But not only coming off the bench, but I know you got some experience down at the JV level last year in your sophomore season. How much did that kind of extra help, in addition to the varsity experience, kind of help your game?
It helped me out a lot because I was kind of able to see, what it'd be like to be like the main scorer, be able to put up points, stuff like that. And even on top of that, it's always good to be able to, play regardless of the level you're at. So I'd rather play a lot on JV than kind of sit bench varsity and, going at the end of games. But it was good for me. I got to do both, so.
What's the biggest difference between when you jump from JV to varsity? Is it just the game speed? Is it the pressure? What would you say it is?
Kind of a mix of both of those things. It's a lot faster on varsity, a lot more physicality too. I mean, JV, they're calling a bunch of stuff that they just don't call on varsity. So all those things mixed together.
Yeah. All right, so getting into the starting lineup this year for the varsity squad, what's that feeling like for you? Because I know you're a big teammate with Kyle Smith, and you guys spend a lot of time together working on your shots. So is it kind of that feeling of, man, my hard work is paying off?
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to be able to start. I got to start a couple games last year, and that was fun. Those were my favorite games of the year by far, so I'm excited. I'm excited for the season.
The season tipping off, and you're going right at it with 3 games in 1 week, and then you kind of slow down. Then you have the Christmas break, and then boom, January hits. What's it kind of like for you as a student athlete? You're managing schoolwork, but then also, you may be playing 2-3 games in a week.
Yeah, it's all just balancing your time. You gotta lock in on your schoolwork when you have free time. You can't rely on those really late nights to get all your work done. You gotta do it during the day. You gotta. Sometimes I'll do it like in between school and practice. I'll do some stuff like that. You just got to find a time to balance everything.
So you and Kyle going one-on-one. Who's winning?
Oh, me. All day. All day.
The inside.
He's too small. He's too small for me.
All right. So he's winning the 3-point contest, but you're winning the inside game.
Yep. And I'm only losing the 3-point contest by about 2. So it's,
okay. All right. So he's got the best 3-point shot on the team. What's it like to see when he opens up? Maybe you set a screen for him and he knocks that down. What's that like?
It's fun to watch. That's for sure. It's like every time he shoots it, I'm like, oh man, I was open. Then it goes in. I'm like, all right, now we'll take it. He doesn't miss a lot of shots. So
yeah, for sure. Hey, best of luck this year.
Thank you. All
right, that is Jacob Hayes with our Cat Connection. All brought to you by Tyler Pashong, State Farm Agency, mtownproud.com.
At Tyler Pashong State Farm, we are M-Town proud.
For us, M-Town Proud is about having absolute pride in the place that we live and work. The people in this community represent everything that I believe in and everything I want to instill in my children.
Hardworking,
diverse, genuine,
kind, and passionate.
A blue-collar town that has shown countless times we can depend on each other.
We'd love to talk to you about what makes you
M-Town proud.
Back in on the countdown to tip-off, it's the Bobcats and the Huskies, an Iowa Alliance Conference matchup here tonight. On the road, it's the Bobcats now 3rd game in a row. Your team on the road, Coach Chappell, on Thursday night at Newton, and then got the first victory of the season at Des Moines East on Friday night. You had a day of practice yesterday. How's your team's kind of response coming off the win been?
Yeah, it's been good. We practiced yesterday, and our guys were focused and locked in on what we needed to improve on and working hard.
That was a game where Kyle Smith kind of struggled early on in that one. He kind of got going in the 4th quarter, hit a couple of threes. Meanwhile, Jacob Hayes kind of helped carry you in that 3rd quarter with 11 points on the night. And Will Swartz kind of came up. It was really a collective game. Is that what you're kind of looking for out of this team this year, is a real collective approach?
Yeah, obviously if Kyle's kind of struggling to score, other guys need to step up, and it took a little bit longer in that game to do that. But at the end of the day, we found ways to win, and we continued to get defensive stops, continued to play with energy on the defensive side to help us and create stops where they had a really hard time scoring the ball, and that ultimately that's really what won us the game.
Yeah, and of course some big defensive stops. I could name a whole host of different guys who were able to get some stops on the defensive end. Drake Gersma, though, it's been one of those things where he's a sophomore, still struggling in some aspects, but boy, he's really done some really nice things. He's been able to score. He's been able to pile up some assists and some steals. How's his game through these first 3 games heading into the 4th one?
It's good, and I've said this before. He's just going to continue to get better. He's just got a real good feel for the game. You can tell when you watch him, when you watch film. He can anticipate a lot of things really well on the defense. On defense, he gets a lot of steals from that, and then that helps tremendously with a guy that is a lot of times is that you're asking to guard the other team's point guard, which can be a lot of times a good player. So he's done a really nice job for us, as well as on offense. Controlling our offense, getting us into our offense, and being the guy that we ask to have the ball in his hands a lot.
Hoover Huskies started the season with a team you're going to see on Friday night, Mason City. They lost. They're 0-1 heading into this one. Still early on here. What's kind of your assessment? Because they're a pretty pretty tall team overall.
They're tall, they're long, they're athletic. They got some big guys inside that they can score well around the on the post there. So we got to do a nice job defensively of not allowing them to get anything easy, especially in transition. Transition defense has got to be really good. Understand when they swing that ball, all of them are capable of shooting and trying to score it. So when you're guarding the ball, you have to be ready. On-ball defense, number one, and then have that secondary defense ready and help side and make it tough for them to drive the lane.
Wes Burrell is the head coach. He's a former Hoover grad. He took over last year. He replaced a coach that went to Johnston. Do you think last year was more of an anomaly for Hoover? They were down last year. What do you expect out of them behind their second-year head coach?
Yeah, you can tell they're doing a lot of good things, and he's working at it. And that's always a difficult thing when you got a coach like Henderson who's been here so long and was very well established and had some good things going to take over that. And, you can tell that they got some young guys that can play some ball, and we need to be ready to go.
When it comes down to the key to victory here tonight, what is it for you, Coach?
Yeah, we got to limit down on our turnovers and some quick shots that aren't necessarily the best shots. We got to be a little more patient on offense at times and get really high percentage shots. That's to allow us to score more points where we struggled the other night. And ultimately just stay consistent on the defensive end, really lock down, make it really difficult for them, and just control the pace of the game.
Good luck tonight.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is head coach Mike Apple. When we come back, we will take a look at the starting lineups for the Huskies and the Bobcats right here on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You're an empty nester closing in on that retirement property. Chances are your plans didn't include mom moving in, but life happens and you do the right thing. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement means caring for yourself and a loved one, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by the Marshalltown School District. Embrace the lead. Scooters of Marshalltown. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. And State Farm. mtownproud.com.
Welcome back to Hoover High School in the Des Moines Metro. Brandon Lewis with you tonight. Our producer, David Braga, on the TV side. On the radio side, one and only Jeff Brooks. Meanwhile, on camera coverage tonight, Lakin Eastman as well as Keith Stewart. Let's get to tonight's starting lineup. So brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. Let them deliver for you while we deliver you their starting lineups. First off for Wes Burrell in his second year, the Hoover Huskies tonight. Entering tonight 0-1 with a 64-51 loss to Mason City on Friday night. It'll be number one, Samuel Zeze. 4 points, 2 rebounds in that opening season loss against Mason City. 5'11 junior getting the start tonight. Number 10, Justice Parkey will start tonight. A 6'2 senior guard. He had 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 steals. Really filled up the stat column on Friday against Mason City. Number 22, Bowie Gamot. 7 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists Friday against Mason City. He is a 6'3 junior guard. Number 25, Isaac Van Day. He'll get the start tonight. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists against Mason City. Just a freshman at 6'4 and a center. And rounding out the starting five for head coach Wes Burrell, it'll be number 33, Trayshawn Phillips. 6 points, 6 rebounds. A 6'4 senior forward for the Hoover Huskies. Huskies lost 60-47 in this game a year ago. They had 18 turnovers, but they did win the rebounding category 27-23. That ended a streak of games that the Hoover Huskies had won consecutively against the Marshalltown Bobcats. Meanwhile, for the red and blue tonight, behind head coach Mike Apple, assisted by Brynjar Brynjolfsson, averaging 44.7 points per game, giving up 54 through the first 3 games of the season. Lineup will go like this here tonight. Number 3, Drake Gersma, the sophomore guard, at 6 foot, will start tonight, averaging 6.3 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 3 steals. On Friday night against Des Moines East, he had 6 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals, as he was able to do a little bit of everything. Number 10, Kyle Smith, will start tonight, the 6'4 junior guard, averaging 17.3 points per game, 8.3 rebounds per game, and his free throw shooting is up from a year ago, 2 percentage points at 83% heading into tonight. Although the three-point percentage struggling from a year ago, down about 10 percentage points to 27% from three-point land. He's just 9 of 34 entering tonight, but he's been very good at the free throw stripe, going 5 of 6. Number 24, Lamar Johnson, will get the start tonight, averaging 5.7 points per game. Number 24 is a 6-foot senior guard. Number 30, Jacob Hayes, averaging 5.7 points per game. A 6'2 junior at 11 points, 8 rebounds Friday against Des Moines East. The guard will get the go here tonight. And number 50, Will Swartz, will round out the lineup as he had 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks on Friday. He was our player of the game, the 6'6 senior forward. That is our starting lineup. So brought to you by Sandvik Enterprises in Marshalltown. We'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll get our keys to the game tonight right here from Hoover High School on KFJB-TV. Today's Keys to the Game, sponsored by First Rate Real Estate, FirstRateTeam.com. Well, for the Bobcats, it'll be block party. They're going to have to be good in the paint. Will Swartz is getting the start here tonight. They've mixed in a few different guys. Jamison Niehaus got the go on Friday night, and Aaron Hancock started last Tuesday night. But since then, the Bobcats have not really had a lot of post presence. Lamar Johnson has done a nice job inside to haul in over 3 rebounds per game. He's had 5 offensive rebounds per game. Will Swartz is averaging about a rebound a game and a block per game, but Bobcats will have to be special down low because paint the town is the key for the Huskies. And inside in the paint, they're forward and center, averaging 14 and 6 points per game in Fanday and Phillips, and they're going to have to be good against those guys on the other side, against the Bobcats in the paint, to have their long-term success. Obviously, they can't turn it over 18 times like they did a year ago in this matchup. That's our keys to the game here tonight. Again, all brought to you by First Rate Real Estate. Tip-off between the Huskies and the Bobcats next, right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
Tearing up downtown with the high beams. No need for review when they can catch you. I never look back.
No good. Lamar Johnson, no rebound. Kicks down, left wing three. Splash.
That kid's going to be a good one.
Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV as the Hoover Huskies and the Marshalltown Bobcats do battle tonight. Brandon Lewis with you at Hoover High School in the Des Moines Metro. The 1-2 Bobcats face off against the 0-1 Hoover Huskies in an Iowa Alliance North versus South matchup here tonight. Bobcats are just 2-8 against Hoover since 2009. Bobcats last year won this matchup 60-47. As it was on February 5th earlier this year. Their first win against Hoover since 2013. And they look to get things going on the right track here tonight. All right, starting lineups here at the high school being announced. Let's take a listen in.
Number 10, a 6'4" junior guard, Kyle Smith. And for your Huskies, number 10, a 6'2" senior guard, captain, Justice Parkey. For the Bobcats, number 24, a 6' senior guard, Lamar Johnson. And for the Huskies, number 22, a 6'3" junior guard and captain, Pregame. For Marshalltown, number 30, a 6'2" junior guard, Jacob Hayes. And for your Huskies, number 25, a 6'4" freshman forward and center, Isaac Bondi. Rounding out the lineup for the Bobcats, number 50, a 6'6" senior forward, Will Swartz. And for the Huskies, number 33, a 6'4" senior center and forward, Trayshawn Phillips. The head coach of the Bobcats is Michael Apple, assisted by Brynjar Brynjarsson, Rafael Cruz, and Tim Johnson. The Huskies are coached by head coach Wes Burrell and assisted by Bob Hamill, Jackie Craig, and Alex Richmond. Tonight's officials are Derek Clausen, Ryan Dixon, and John Baker. Before we begin the game tonight, fans, during tonight's contest, please remember to demonstrate great sportsmanship and direct your energy into cheering positively for your student athletes and refrain from negative comments directed at the opposing team or officials. Any spectator who directs negative comments towards officials or the student athletes may be subjected to dismissal from tonight's event. So let's cheer loud and proud for our student athletes and have a wonderful evening. We played the national anthem before the girls team, so let's get to it and play Husky basketball.
8 minutes on the clock. We are ready to go as the Huskies will be in their white tops and bottoms. Huskies written across the front in dark green. Green and yellow trim down the sides. Meanwhile, for the Bobcat boys basketball team, blue tops and bottoms, white numbers outlined in red here on the road tonight with the red trim down each side. Marshalltown written across the front. It'll be Will Swartz to jump for the Bobcats. Meanwhile, the big man, Trayshawn Phillips, at 6'4" and a senior. He'll jump for the Hoover Huskies. Head coach Mike Apple ready to go with his Bobcats as he talks with Brynjar Brynjarsson. And here we go. Will Swartz will win the opening tip-off for the Marshalltown Bobcats. They'll feed to Gersma, and we are underway at Hoover High School. Dump in to Lamar Johnson, loses the basketball. It's tipped away as Justice Parkey will get the basketball. Dion Berry will run the point. Samuel Zeze started their last game, but Berry will get the go here tonight. He is a 5'11 junior, had 11 points in that loss against Mason City on Friday night. First 30 are gone in this one here tonight. Still scoreless. Hoover on their first opening possession. Three, right wing is no good by Boy Gomo. And a tie-up down low inside the paint on the rebound. And it looks like it's going to come against the Marshalltown Bobcats. Will Swartz, and that will be his first of the night. So Swartz will pick it up. First team foul with 7:27 opening quarter. Gomo will be the one to pass it in. Bounce pass over to the far side corner to Parkey. And they'll play back to the top to Fonde. They try to feed it inside of their big man Phillips, but it's picked away by Kyle Smith. Feed out to Gersma into the front court. Dribbles to the left wing. Picked up by Gomo. Gets a screen from Swartz. Around the right side of the paint. Shut down by Phillips. Feeds out to Kyle Smith in the far side corner. Gets it back to Gersma. Now drives inside. Kick out. Hayes. Near side three. Wide open. Splash. Right away. Continuing where he left off on Friday night. Jacob Hayes knocks down another big three to get us going here tonight. Gomo way out high. Left wing guarded by Lamar Johnson. Trying to pick his pocket. They'll feed it. Left block. Hayes picks up the man in Fonde. And now back out to the top of the key to Barry to run the point. He'll get past Gersma. Now a tie-up in the paint as Gersma reaches in, tries to take the basketball back. And a tie-up will leave 12 seconds on the shot clock. It is Hoover basketball as we take a look at the last three made by Jacob Hayes on KFJB-TV. 6:33 to go, opening quarter. 3-0 Cats. Phillips inside against Swartz. Moves from left block to right block, and he's touched on the arm on the way up. And that'll be 2 free throws for number 33, Phillips. Trayshawn Phillips just 0 for 2 on the season coming into this one at the free throw stripe. And that'll be number 2 on Will Swartz, and he'll have to hit the bench after this first free throw. Looks like Arian Hancock will come in to replace, and Phillips is now 0 for 3 on the season as he misses the first free throw. Phillips a year ago in this game against the Bobcats in a loss. He had 8 points and 2 rebounds. He's wearing the pink Nikes tonight. Second free throw is up. It's a line drive. And it's in. And Hoover's on the board. It's 3-1. Gersma into the front court. Dribbles to the right wing. Looking around. Hancock's checked in. And they'll try to feed it down low to Lamar Johnson, but it's tipped away. I believe Gomo got a piece of that, and it will be Bobcat basketball on the baseline as our very own Keith Stewart kicks it back over to Lamar Johnson to save him the trip. Jacob Hayes, right side baseline, looking to pass in, looking, nearing 5 seconds, finally finds Kyle Smith, but it's tipped away from Kyle Smith by Parkey. He's going to take it all the way, leaves it up for Gomo, but it's way too high for him to handle. And as he comes down, he passes it off the feet of Arian Hancock and out of bounds. It will stay with the Hoover Huskies with 6:12 opening quarter. 2-point lead for the Cats on the inbound by Gomo. Left side baseline, passes in way up top to the top of the key to Fonde. He'll blow down the right side of the paint and pass the Cats on his way as he hits the deck, but Fonde with a 2-point bucket has it locked up at 3. 6 minutes to go. 2 minutes gone in our opening quarter between the Huskies and the Bobcats. Gersma, left wing, picks up his dribble, has it knocked away by Gomo. Gathers it back in. Now to Hancock, top of the key. Hancock, swing pass over to left wing. Now back to Lamar Johnson, top of the key. Back to Gersma, and a legal screen is going to be set. And that's going to be on Jacob Hayes, his first of the night. That one came down on the left block. As Hayes was trying to set a screen for Gersma coming up. Jamison Niehaus is into the contest. He'll replace Jacob Hayes, who just picked up his first foul of the night. Gomo, left wing, over to the top of the key, and another drive again. Fonde makes the layup. He hits the deck, and he's going to the line for the and one. So the basket will be counted. Isaac Fonde, 14 points per game, 8 rebounds, 3 assists in that one contest against Mason City. Misses the free throws. He was 2 for 2 the other night, but Fonde no-go here on the and one. And 5:25 to go opening quarter. Kyle Smith, top of the key, got it. Gersma now get the hand off. He'll go down the left side of the paint. Count the bucket. It's good for Gersma. He answers right against the man who did it to him. Isaac Fonde was guarding. And so that will send Gersma for the and one to the line. We're tied at 5-5, and Gersma No good for Gersma there on the free throw. And Fonday's going to go to work back the other way, and he goes inside. Jumper's no good. He gets his own miss. Rebound. Bobcats this time. As Gomo 0 for 2 right there. Gersma will bring it up into the front court. He'll direct Lamar Johnson to cut down. Feeds over to Niehaus on the right wing. Hancock off his screen, top of the key. Backdoor, they find Niehaus. Tries to put it up, but Huskies got enough of a piece of it. Not able to make the shot line on Lamar Johnson. He was unguarded left block, but he put the ball down on the block. He should have just went up with it. Would have been an easy 2, but that allowed Hoover to get in there and get the basketball away. They were able to deflect Lamar Johnson. A couple of threes for Hoover, no good, and the Bobcats finally haul in the rebound, and they feed out to Gersma to run the points. Niehaus, top of the key. Hands off to Kyle Smith, now to Gersma, left wing. Behind the back, he'll dribble down into the paint. Late feed to Kyle Smith. Ball kind of going all over the place. Hancock saves it from going over the midcourt stripe. And inside, Niehaus scores it for 2. Boy, that was sloppy, but at the end of it, Bobcats get the bucket and make it 8-5 now. As Hancock saved it, and they found a cutting Niehaus into the paint as the defense kind of lost him. 3.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. Gomo, top of the key, gets tied up with Lamar Johnson, gets the basketball away. Hoover tips it away. There was a pass out to the left wing to Barry, but tipping it away was Fondé, and it's Bobcat basketball on the far sideline. Take a look at that last play right there. Niehaus cutting down the paint for 2. It's 8-5 Bobcats. 3:20 opening quarter, and actually they're going to say Bobcats tipped it last, so Gomo will pass in here. And out of bounds, Brandon Harrell just checked in. He got the inbound pass, but it was just too far outside in that far side corner, and he steps out of bounds. Turnover on the Huskies with 3:18 opening quarter. In the backcourt, Gersma gets it from Niehaus, who passed it in up to Hancock, left wing. He'll find a Kyle Smith off of a screen at the top of the key, trying to buy a little room with Parkey guarding him. Step back 3 from straight on is good for Kyle Smith. And no lull here tonight on the road. He hits his first 3-point attempt. And it's now an 11-5 Bobcat lead. Under 3, opening quarter. Gomo, left wing, guarded by Niehaus. A lot of fancy dribbling. Hop steps into the paint and throws it off of his teammate, Fondé. Turnover, Huskies, back to the Bobcats. 2:44 first quarter. Gersma looks to the near sideline to head coach Mike Apple for the play call, and he'll speed across the timeline. Hands off to Niehaus. He'll hand off to Hayes. Now hands off to Gersma. Just around the perimeter, the Bobcats go here offensively. Niehaus back to Kyle Smith, was not looking, but Kyle Smith gathers it back in. He stops as he drives into the paint. The pull-up is no good from 7 foot from straight on. And the Huskies get the rebound. Outlet to Gomo. He'll drive into the paint, right past 3 Bobcats, including Arian Hancock, who's getting a talking to from his head coach, Mike Apple. And Gomo scores his first bucket of the night. He had 7 against Mason City Friday. 11-7 Bobcat lead cut down. Kyle Smith off a screen, and they're going to say another illegal screen on Jacob Hayes. That'll be his second foul of the night. And Hayes now talking with the official to maybe make sure he's all good there. And this will be Hoover Husky basketball with substitutions waiting to come in. We'll see if they let the subs come in. They will. Adam Boone will check in for Jacob Hayes. Lamar Johnson replaces Arian Hancock. Gomo as well as Fondé are out for the Huskies. Samuel Zeze has checked into the game for the first time tonight for the Hoover Huskies. Dion Berry, the point guard, is back in as he started tonight. Huskies operate on the right side of your radio dial on News Talk 1230 AM and FM 93.9. Thanks so much for joining us on KFJB-TV. Our Super Tuesday in the Iowa Alliance. A drive down the heart of the paint by Barry, a little out of control. Rebound, Huskies. Putback is no good, but a foul over there on the left block on the Bobcats. 2 free throws coming. It was a miss for Brandon Harrell. And the foul will be on Adam Boone, who just checked into the game. That is the 5th team foul on the Bobcats here in the opening quarter. So 2 free throws the rest of the way in this final 136 in the opening quarter. Brandon Harrell at the line, knocks down the first free throw for the Huskies. 4 points, 6 rebounds for the sophomore forward against Mason City on Friday night. As he'll take a few dribbles, and the free throw's up, and Harrell will knock down both. And that draws the Huskies back within 2, 11-9. Gersma surveys, feeds to Johnson. Paint opens up, and Lamar went for the layup, and he misses it on the right side, just not enough. And now he hustles all the way back to the other end and picks up a miss and a tie-up. Possession arrow is with the Bobcats. How about that? That's a good teachable moment for young basketball players. Yeah, disappointment that Lamar Johnson missed his easy layup. But he hustled back and got the tie-up, won back the basketball. And 1:17 to go. In the opening quarter, 2-point game. Bobcats look to extend the lead on this possession here. Well, as Lamar Johnson hit the deck along with, I believe, a Hoover Husky. Might have left a little sweat on the floor. The officials had to get a towel and go dry it up on the left block on the Hoover offensive side. Now we'll inbound as Niehaus catches the inbound from Kyle Smith. He'll bring it up the far side in front of the student section. Now gets it back to the point guard in Gersma. 1:05 to go first quarter. Boone, far side quarter, finds Lamar Johnson down low on the right block. Goes up strong, misses the shot, but fouled by Brandon Harrell. And Harrell will pick up his first foul of the night, second team foul. 1:02 stops on the clock, and this will send Lamar Johnson to the line. It's been pretty clutch at the line this year for the Bobcats. 5 of 6 at the stripe. As a senior will line up for the first, and it's up the front. Second free throw to come here. Lamar Johnson, number 24 for the Bobcats. And the second free throw's up and good for Lamar Johnson, who splits him at the line and extends the lead back out to 3 for the Cats for the final minute of the first quarter. Gomo, left wing, fancy dribbling, hop step down the left block, and the jumper is good as he gets past Niehaus, kind of got him off of his feet, and Gomo now at 4 points tonight. Gersma, top of the key, drives down the right side of the paint, has the ball knocked out of his hands, but I believe they're going to call Gomo for a reach-in foul, and they are. That'll be Gomo's first foul of the night to go along with his 4 points. Gersma will head to the line for 2 free throws. Drake Gersma, 2 of 4 at the stripe on the season. Take a deep breath, and the first free throw is up and good. Second trip of the night to the line for Gersma. Last time he had an and one. And so with that, he has 4 points on the night. Same thing. Spins the ball backwards. Deep breath, and second free throws off the front of the iron. No good for Gersma. And we'll hold at a 2-point game. Gomo up court quickly, trying to get past Niehaus. Stops at the free throw line. Has to give it back to Phillips. Now gets the ball back. Picks up his dribble way out on the Husky logo. Gets it to Zeze. Zeze will swing it over to left wing. Now to Harrell. And back to Gomo now on the right wing. He'll direct things. They're posted up. Phillips throws it in, but it's wide. Lamar Johnson was guarding from behind, but the pass from Gomo just well off the mark. Sails it into the Bobcat cheerleading squad. And the final 15.9 seconds in the opening quarter remain to the Bobcats. Niehaus gets the inbound, feeds it back in the backcourt to Gersma, now over the midcourt stripe. Picked up by Gomo. Gets a screen from Niehaus. Free throw line jumpers. Straight on for Gersma. He's feeling it early to go with his 6 points. Whoa, a full court shot. I don't think it was going to be in time, but off the front of the iron, no good. And the Bobcats take a 4-point lead in the second quarter. It's 15-11. Cats with a lead on Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV.
Your future starts now. Marshalltown Community College is now enrolling for spring classes. Whether you're pursuing a degree, certificate, transferring to a 4-year university, or just looking for a few credits, MCC has the program for you. Flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and expert faculty. Do you have a busy schedule but still looking to continue your education? Check out the online programs MCC has to offer. Earn your degree completely online. It's all here at MCC. Enroll today and start your journey to success. Visit mcc.iavalley.edu.
Back at Hoover High School, let's get a scoreboard update thanks to our producer Jeff Brooks back at the radio studios. Nevada right now leading Roland Story 28-24 at halftime. Johnston is currently leading Ankeny with 4:38 to go in the second quarter, 23-16. And right now, South Hardin leading East Marshall 23-10 at the end of the first quarter. Good traveling squad tonight for the Marshalltown Bobcat faithful here at Hoover High School. Great to have you tuned in tonight. If you're back in Marshalltown or around Central Iowa watching, we appreciate it. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button and get those upcoming game notifications. We are underway in the second quarter as Hoover will begin with the basketball. Down by 4. Lamar Johnson guarding Phillips inside the paint, left block, and Phillips goes over top for 2. Phillips has 3 on the night. He made a free throw in that first quarter. Gersma quickly into the front court on the left wing to the free throw line. Mismatch here. He's trying to get against Phillips, the big man, but has to swing it back to Niehaus. Hesitation move, a right-handed layup on the left side is no good. And the Hoover Huskies get the outlet to Gomo. Gersma will pick him up, almost picked his pocket, but Gomo gathers it back in. Now swings it near side to Parkey. Parkey, guarded by Kyle Smith, dumps it into Phillips, and over top, Lamar Johnson again. Phillips with 5 points on the night. Well, that is a tough man to guard right there. Gersma opens up, free throw line jumper, no good, but Lamar Johnson skies for the rebound. Put back, he's going to be fouled by Phillips. Phillips will pick up his first foul of the night, and that will send Lamar Johnson to the line as he got the offensive rebound down there on the right block and put it back up. That's been one category that Lamar and Jamison Niehaus have been really good at this year is offensive rebounds. Jamison Niehaus, 8 offensive rebounds coming into the night. Lamar Johnson with 5. And Johnson with 2 free throws. First one's up and good. Johnson now 2 of 3 at the stripe. And a 1-point game gives the Bobcats back the lead after a couple of Phillips makes. Quick little 4-0 run to begin the second quarter for the Hoover Huskies. Lamar tucks his jersey back in. Of course, when you're going against Phillips, that may happen a time or two. Second free throw hits the front of the iron and rolls in. Lamar now 3 of 4 at the stripe on the night, gives the Bobcats a 2-point lead back. 6:44 and counting. Second quarter on the road tonight for the red and blue, going against the yellow and green of the Hoover Huskies. 3, right wing is off the back of the glass. No good by Parkey pulling up right wing. It was just 1 of 6 against Mason City on Friday night from 3-point territory. Gersma dribbles to the right wing, hesitation, behind his back, past Gomo, and he blows by him from the right wing down to the right block. And Gersma with a beautiful move. He has 8 points, and the Bobcats now lead at 19-15 on the road. Gomo left wing, guarded by Lamar Johnson now. Hancock is in there. Niehaus pokes it away. They try to get an inlet pass to Fonde, who is on the left block and lose the basketball, goes out to the left wing and knocks down a 3. Fonde with his first 3 of the night gives the Hoover Huskies Actually, I think they're going to rule that a 2 if it was in the line. So 19-18. Or no, it was a 3. It was a 4-point lead. Gomo blows past the Bobcats on the left block as he put on a beautiful spin move. And 6 for Gomo. 20-19. Hoover now leading after that Gomo 2-point bucket. Niehaus left wing, surveying. Dribbles out to the top of the key. Gets a screen from Lamar Johnson. The roll is not there, but Niehaus forces the issue, drives in hard to the right block, uses a glass good for 2. He has 4 points, and the Bobcats have the lead back 21-20. Gomo left wing, dribbles to the top of the key. Pulls up, left high post. Jumper's no good. Ball deflected to Gomo at the top of the key. Looks inside for Phillips, but Kyle Smith right in the path picks it off, and he'll bring it up court. Surveys, pulls up, 3, boom! Wow, what a shot from long range from nearly straight on. Kyle Smith with 2 threes on the night. Timeout taken by Hoover's head coach, Wes Burrell, the former Hoover Husky himself. Cats by 4 with 4:27 to go before halftime.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Hey Bobcat Nation, this is Kyle Smith and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Kyle Smith on cue right there, coming back from our timeout on Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV. Just knocked down a big 3, giving the Bobcats a 4-point lead, 24-20 with 4:27, second quarter. And Wes Burrell took the timeout in his second year leading the Huskies. Huskies with Gomo operate offensively. Bounce pass to Fonde. Now to the right wing they go. 3 pops in and out. No good for Parkey. Bobcat rebound. Kyle Smith brings it up in front of the scorer's table near side. Guarded by Parkey. Looking around. Finally gets a screen. Can't do much with it by Hancock. And Kyle Smith hits the deck as he was bumped at the left high post. And Samuel Zeze will pick up his first foul of the night. Just a slight bump there. Kyle Smith was already kind of losing his dribble a little bit, but the bump sent him to the deck. Officials come over to Mike Apple and have a question. We're good to go as Lamar Johnson inbounds. Gersma, left wing, fed it to Kyle Smith. He loses his dribble again. Gathers it back in. Zane Moore is checked in on the dead ball, as well as Adam Boone. Lamar Johnson down the right side of the paint, cutting, and a foul going to be called on Isaac Fende. Lamar Johnson went up, and they say a foul. Fande did not like it. He even slammed the basketball down. Surprised we did not see a technical foul. Usually in that instance we do, but no foul, no extra. Free throws awarded here is Lamar Johnson. 3rd trip of the night to the free throw stripe, and the first one is off the front of the iron, no good. Still 24-20 our score. 3:37 to go before halftime. Coming up at the break, we'll talk to head coach Brian Murphy. The girls victorious tonight, 49-16 if you missed that bonus coverage earlier. Lamar Johnson will knock down the second one. He's 4 of 6 at the free throw stripe. Off to a good start tonight for the senior. Samuel Zeze will hand off to Justice Parkey, who hands off to Gomo. Now back to Zeze, down the paint, dumps it off for the other guard and Barry at the left block, but the ball just rattling around. Now to Barry out high. gets a good move past the guard and Drake Gersma, but he tries to catch up from behind, and as Dion Berry goes up with it, bucket is good, and a foul going to be called, and one as Gersma will commit his second foul of the night. So the bucket draws the Huskies back within 3 with the foul free throw to come. Dion Berry did not shoot a free throw on Friday night against Mason City as he heads to the free throw stripe for the first time here tonight. And Berry's free throw is up, and it hits the front of the iron and rolls in. Berry has 3, and it's now 25-23. Bobcat lead by 2. Kyle Smith will bring the basketball up the near side. Gets a screen from Hancock, but a good slip-through move by Parkey to keep on him. Now steps back, a 3 from straight on off the front of the iron, no good. Gomo gets the rebound. He'll push the issue at the free throw line. Has to stop because Lamar Johnson's in his face. But Lamar Johnson scrambles out left wing. Hancock wasn't guarding anybody. Looked like there was a defensive miscue right there. And Lamar Johnson not able to get on Berry in time, and the 3 is good. And Hoover has the lead back 26-25. Jumper the left side by the Bobcats, no good. Hoover gets the rebound. 2.5 minutes to go before halftime, and I believe Adam Boone going to pick up his second foul of the night. And it will be on him. Kind of stepping on Samuel Zeze, who was driving to the paint there. One-point game. Bobcats will defend here on the inbound by the Huskies. Baseline left side, inside to Phillips. Around Hancock, he'll score for 2. Well, Trayshawn Phillips has had his luck against Lamar Johnson as well as Arian Hancock here tonight. That's a tough task down there in the paint. Surprised Hoover has not gone to him more. Bobcats working around the perimeter. Niehaus high points the basketball on the right wing. Out to Adam Boone, top of the key. Didn't have enough of a room to shoot a 3. Now Kyle Smith down to the left block. He drives from the left wing, and he's bumped, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Bobcat basketball. Last touch by the Huskies, who have a 3-point lead, their largest lead of the night. 2:01 to go before halftime. Adam Boone inbounds to Lamar Johnson. Bounce pass to Niehaus, top of the key. Back to Kyle Smith. The pass by Niehaus was tipped, I believe, by Gomo. Now to Lamar Johnson, left wing. Adam Boone, top of the key. 3 from straight on, and it hangs on the right side and drops off the front. No good. Nearly a make for Adam Boone. Lamar Johnson guarding on Boy Gomo. He stopped at the free throw line and then just kind of flipped the basketball underhand towards the hoop as he stepped through on Lamar Johnson, and Lamar Johnson will pick up his first foul of the night. Gomo at the line, knocks in the first free throw, his first trip to the line. And Gomo knocks down both free throws. He's kind of a tough guard, kind of a slasher. Skinny and long. And can create, and right there he did to draw that foul on Lamar Johnson. A few balls being passed, tipped out of passing lanes, just like right there. Dion Berry tips a Bobcat pass away. Lamar Johnson tried to save it. Huskies end up pushing the ball out of bounds on the far side, right in front of the student section. There is a Husky player down, and it will be Dion Berry, the guard. He is kind of limping over to the near side. Looks like he's going to have to check out. I'm not sure if that's a knee or an ankle issue. Looks like maybe his right knee kind of bugging him, and Brandon Harrell will check in and replace him. Looks like maybe that right knee. Nevertheless, the long arms of Hoover here tonight really impacting some of the passing lanes for the Bobcats. Some passes being tipped away. Niehaus at the top of the key. Drives in, double teamed, step through, finds Kyle Smith at the right block. He steps around to the left block, and the 2-point bucket is good for Kyle Smith. Zay brings it up court. They'll work it over to Gomo, left wing. He drives against Lamar Johnson. Ball almost stripped away, but turnaround jumper's good inside. Wow, Gomo. 10 points and a tough guard. 32-27. Huskies with the lead. Their length really bugging the Bobcats right now. Hancock throws it away. He threw it at the back of the head of Boone. Here goes the Huskies in transition. Ball tipped away from Zay, but Gomo gets it right wing. 3 pops in and out. Kyle Smith trying for the rebound. Can't get to it. Lamar Johnson as well, but Gomo comes away with it. 15 seconds to go, second quarter. Huskies going to hold on to it. Leading by 5. They'll take the last shot of the first half here. Gomo starts to drive with 4. Step back 3 against Lamar Johnson. No good. Johnson gets the rebound. He gets tied up with Kyle Smith, and they're not able to get a shot off to send us to halftime. Hoover Huskies with impressive second quarter take the lead, 32-27. This is Bobcat basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
'Tis the season at Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Starting Black Friday, when you buy a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, you'll receive a 65-inch TV and up to $500 to spend at local businesses. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and celebrate the season. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st. Visit us on South Center Street just north of Highway 30 or online at GregYoungMarshalltown.com. Make this holiday season one to remember with Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
The Halftime Report, presented by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Well, the Hoover Huskies put it on the Bobcats in the second quarter, outscoring the Cats 21-12, taking a 32-27 lead at the break. Scoring in that first half, Jamison Niehaus for the Bobcats with 4 points, 6 for Drake Gersma. Kyle Smith with 8, Lamar Johnson with 4, Jacob Hayes with 3. It really hasn't been the offensive side. It's mostly been the defensive side of things. A couple of big threes hit in the second quarter for the Hoover Huskies. Really the difference here at halftime. Dion Berry, the guard, roughed up late in the second quarter. He has 6 at the break. Brandon Harrell with a couple of made free throws. He has 2. Boy Gomo, 10 points, 7 for Fonday, and Trayshawn Phillips has 7 as well to lead the Hoover Huskies. 32-27, our score at halftime. Bobcats looking to get back to 500 on the season. When we come back, we'll talk to Brian Murphy, head coach for the girls basketball team. They're 4-1 on the season with a 49-16 victory here tonight at Hoover. We'll talk about that when we come back to Hoover High School on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and right here on Your Home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
When my kids come home from camp, they're so excited. They go on and on about all the activities they got to do.
My son loves to go fishing,
Cooking, photography, kayaking,
zip line, archery,
robotics, camping, oceanography,
swimming,
and radio.
He's got so many fun stories that he would share that we just wouldn't have otherwise.
Being involved in scouting, my boys have made lifelong friendships.
I would recommend putting your kids in scouting. It's a great way for them to learn skills while having fun.
Marshalltown Community School District thanks you for voting yes in the referendum to move forward with the plan to remodel and modernize Miller Middle School and the enhancement to Franklin Field. We will continue to provide updates about this exciting project as they move forward in the process. There is so much positive energy for the future. Thanks for saying yes to our students and yes for Marshalltown. To learn more, go to marshalltowncsdfuture.com.
The Halftime Report, presented by Scouting America. Adventure on.
Well, one of the teachers there at Miller Middle School, Brian Murphy, head girls basketball coach. First meeting, you were just telling me, is on Friday for the Reimagine Miller project. As a teacher, what's it like knowing that all these improvements? I mean, maybe some of the kids there right now are not going to experience it, but you will for sure.
Yeah, and what's funny is a lot of us that work at Miller and have kids in the district, we're immediately doing the math of, okay, so construction starts here, it's going to be done here, where does my kid fall in there? So, yeah, that was kind of a funny outcome of the decision that we're all very excited for.
Yeah, Phoebe is almost 1, so she should be there when it's new.
Yep, my oldest in kindergarten, so she should be plenty of time, I hope. So.
Hey, that's good stuff. Also good stuff, 49-16 victory by the girls squad here tonight. Morgan Hildebrand, I believe she had at least 10 points here tonight. I can't remember what she ended up finishing with, but, just a freshman, but, she was out there for the length of it here tonight. When you see some of those players coming along, just like we saw a year ago with Amara Johnson, Frankie Long, these are really good nights to see maybe those bigger steps because they get that full feel of a full varsity game, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing I was really pleased with Morgan, I mean, we know she can shoot, right? And she's got the ultimate green light of, she hit another couple threes tonight. So certainly that's a part of her game that we want her to continue. But I was really, really pleased with her passing all night, where a number of times she saw the cutter and anticipated and either threw somebody into a layup or threw them into a position where they drew the foul. So, as she continues to kind of build on her experience, she's only 5 games in at this point to her career, and it's been really great to see her kind of just adding pieces to her game throughout. And again, it's a testament to the girls around her kind of bringing her along and putting her in those positions as well.
Frankie Long has had a pretty good start to the season, but I felt like she kind of struggled a little bit tonight. She had some easy jumpers that she missed, but it seemed like Hoover was kind of affecting her. She got fouled a few times. What's your message to somebody like her? Just kind of stick with it?
Yeah, and unfortunately she's in kind of a similar position. So, those of us that grew up watching Shaq, Shaq got fouled on almost every possession, but they didn't necessarily call it. And I think that's been the hardest thing for her to get through early this season is, we have not faced a team that can really guard her one-on-one yet. And so they've been incredibly physical, often bringing a second, sometimes a third defender.
Mm-hmm.
And, they are getting away with a lot of contact. And the hard thing, as not only a tall but a very strong player, she's getting hit, but it's not as obvious, right? Because she's able to withstand those a little bit. So it's one of those growing pains of being a physically imposing player, and it's something she's going to have to kind of keep working through and understanding that she might have to just finish through contact and hope as opposed to, banking on those fouls, whether she makes or misses them.
Kinsley Bowie was out tonight with that ankle injury. How's she doing in her recovery?
Unfortunately, we got a little bit of bad news. So it turns out that her ankle is fractured, which is something that we'd kind of wondered about. She had some lingering pain, so we're hoping to get her back sometime in January. And that was something we talked about as a team last night at practice. Is when somebody goes down, you hear the phrase people stepping up. And the thing that we knew we had to try to replace collectively, and one person's not going to do it, but she's averaging 8-9 points a game and a lot of shots, and so that was something we were really trying to emphasize. And one of the things we were talking about post-game in the locker room is we come out and hit 8 threes as a team with multiple players hitting 2. That's what it's going to take for our offense to keep continuing and not take a step back when somebody goes down. So certainly, we're going to have to figure things out until she's back, and she's somebody we're looking forward to having back. But in the meantime, we've got some games. We're going to have to kind of piece things together.
Well, you pieced it together well because you're 4-1 on the season, heading to Mason City on Friday night. We look forward to that one. We'll have full coverage of the girls' game starting at 6 here on KFJB-TV. Thanks for the time tonight, Brian.
Appreciate it.
All right, that is Brian Murphy, head girls basketball coach. When we come back, we'll get our adjustments and score updates right here from Hoover High School on KFJB-TV.
Some say life is like a road trip. Is it a coincidence Scooter's Coffee is a drive-thru? We don't think so. Whether you need a coffee while you enjoy the view, to just get you through the long stretch, or to refuel between stops, Scooter's Coffee is there, brewing up delicious coffee, espresso blenders, smoothies, iced drinks, and more, with the convenience of a drive-thru so you can stay on the road and enjoy the ride. So go ahead, scoot on around. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Scooters in Marshalltown.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Marshalltown Area Chamber. Meet in Marshalltown.com. Marshalltown Community College, a step in the right direction. And McGregor's Furniture and Mattress, quality furniture for every room in your home.
Second half just about ready to get going as the Bobcats trailing 32-27. A couple of scores to pass along. Valley currently leading Waukee Northwest 29-24 at halftime, and Nevada leading Roland Story 39-30 after three quarters. Second half starts next from Hoover High School right here on KFJB-TV.
Wayward Social is the place for fun. With 20 lanes of bowling, leagues for all levels, great food and drink options, an awesome arcade, there is a ton of fun to be had at Wayward Social for date night, family fun, or the company party with plenty of space for everyone. Visit Wayward Social on Facebook for updates on specials and live music. It is all on South 6th Street in Marshalltown. Visit wayward-social.com to start planning your group outing at Wayward Social, the place for fun.
Yeah, hope to have you along for Bobcat Live this coming Thursday night from 6 to 7 o'clock, as we'll talk boys and girls basketball. We'll also talk swimming coming up this Thursday night. Bobcat Live inside Rosie's at Wayward Social. Dylan Does will be hosting, but I'll be there. I'll be producing. So you can come out and say hi. I'll sign an autograph or two. Bobcats start the second half with the basketball. Now going left to right on your radio dial. Jacob Hayes off a screen, and just like he did to open up the game, Jacob Hayes knocks down his second three of the night. A big one right there to get the Cats back within two to begin the second half. 21-12, they were outscored in the second quarter by Hoover, but had a good start to the second half, but that's an even better start to the second half just as Parkey knocks down a three. Right wing, his first made bucket of the night. Back to a 5-point game. Will Swartz tries to get to Lamar Johnson. It's tipped away, but gathers it back in. Gersma feeds down to Kyle Smith. Right post, fade away, good. Kyle Smith with a beautiful post play on the right block, turnaround jumper. He has 10 points. 1 minute gone here in the third quarter. Conference of Champions matchup here tonight on KFJB-TV. Gomo, a tough guard in that first half. He had 10. Dion Berry had a little bit of a rough up to end the second quarter. He's back in there to start the second half. Gomo gets a screen, steps past. Wow. Steps past Lamar Johnson, flips it underhand. It was no good, but he got his own rebound, and the putback was good. He has 12. The way he is able to create, somewhat out of control, but still effective. Well, Swartz left wing, bounce past Lamar Johnson. Barry almost picked it up, and Johnson gets it, now hands it off. Way out on the Hoover Husky logo at midcourt with a big H. Kyle Smith loses his dribble, has to pass it, tipped by Will Swartz. Gersma finds it left wing, three is no good. Parkey climbs the ladder for the rebound, feed out Gomo near side. He'll dribble to the top of the key, now to the right wing he dribbles. A little street ball in his game, that's for sure, as he hands off to Barry. Bonday, top of the key, over to Gomo, right wing now. Man-to-man defense for the Bobcats tonight on the road. Looking to get back to 500 on the season. Hoover's looking for their first victory of the season. Will Swartz guards Phillips. Over top Swartz, but misses. Now Swartz swats at the putback. It's no good. Gersma comes away with a rebound. He'll run it out far side. Looking up court, finds Jacob Hayes, uses a glass. And that is a good transition bucket for the Bobcats. Jacob Hayes with 8 points on the night. 3 minutes gone, third quarter. Cats still down by 3, 37-34. Gomo gets a handoff right wing, guarded by Lamar Johnson. Now left wing to Phillips. Swartz guarding him, handoff to Barry, left wing, guarded by Gersma. Now they drop it into Phillips. Goes to work against Swartz. Feeds out Gomo. Right wing three, unguarded. Pops in and out. Swartz climbs the ladder for the rebound. A tough rebound inside by Swartz. Out to Kyle Smith. Now to Gersma at the top of the key. Fakes, drives, and the layup. Excuse me. Got me all choked up as the layup was a little bit tough or strong. No good, but now Swartz swaps away a shot by Gomo at the left block. Gomo gathers it back in, feeds out to Phillip, top of the key, and they'll reset offensively. Thought it was another beautiful play by Gersman. That got me all choked up. Gomo gets a handoff, checks the shot clock. It's at 10. Now inside the paint, Parkey. They find him. Barry with the assist, and Parkey for two. Right down the heart of the paint. That was a good find. Bobcats down 39-34. Good play. Jacob Hayes with the assist. He goes down to the right block to Lamar Johnson, and Lamar didn't put it on the block that time. He just went straight up with it. He has 6 points on the night. Phillips, the big man, left block, catches it with those pink shoes. Spins past Swartz. Swartz swats. The shot's no good. Kyle Smith with the rebound. Kyle fakes the three as he brings it up court, feeds it to Gersma, back to Kyle, but tipped away. Fonde got a piece of that one. There's that last bucket by Lamar Johnson. Good feed by Hayes, and Lamar just went straight up with it. Kind of put his backside into the big man and able to get it. Samuel Zeze back into the game, replacing Phillips. Jamison Niehaus is going to check back in for the Bobcats, as well as Adam Boone. Well, the Bobcats have 6 guys on the court. Lamar Johnson checked out. Swartz did not, and Swartz was the man to be called off the floor. As Boone and again Niehaus check in. Kyle Smith, left high post, gets tied up. They're going to call a charge as he put his head down kind of into the fender a little bit. And that'll be a foul on Kyle Smith, his first foul of the night. First team foul here in the second half. 3:11 to go, third quarter. 3-point game. Zeze to run the point. Hands off to Justice Parkey, now Gomo. Gomo picked up by Niehaus down the right side of the paint. Spin move back inside. And Gomo finishes at the rack for 2. 14 for Gomo. Junior having a career night. He had 7 against Mason City. Kyle Smith down the paint, bumped, and I believe Sam Zeze got him. And it is going to be on Samuel Zeze, his second foul of the night. The Bobcats will see Mason City, thanks to our producer Jeff Brooks at the studios. Des Moines North leading them by 10, 35-25 at halftime. Gilbert is leading North Polk right now, 26-21. Hayes near side, passes to Gersma, top of the key, hands off to Niehaus with a little underhand flip. Back to Hayes, drops it to Kyle Smith, near side corner. Back to Hayes, he's opening up and rattles in his third 3 of the night. Jacob Hayes feeling it. All that off-season shooting at the Y is paying off. Cats back within 2, 41-39, 2:15 to go, third quarter. A jump stop and a hop, it's no good. Inside jumper by Fonde, a tie-up, and possession arrow is with Hoover. Fonde and Hayes got tied up there for the jump ball with 2:10 to go, third quarter. Lamar Johnson, Will Swartz back in. Boone. And Niehaus will check out. Brynjar Brynjolfsson was coaching up Will Swartz over there while he was on the bench. And how to guard Phillips. An illegal screen on the inbound play. They do not even pass it in. And Samuel Zeze picks up his third as he set an illegal screen out on the left high post. Second team foul of the third quarter, 2:08 to go. Bobcats tie or take the lead back on this possession. Hayes up high. Over to Gersman, left wing, guarded by Gomo. Now back to Lamar Johnson. Hands off, underhand, three to take the lead, and it skims off the iron, no good for Kyle Smith. Well, Lamar Johnson, a man rebound down low on the left block, hits it back. Over to Gersma, hesitates, spins around, down to the right block. Layup is good for Gersma. He has 8, and we're tied at 41 with 90 seconds to go, third quarter. Bobcats looking for a stop defensively as the red and blue faithful urge them on. Phillips, the big man, 3, no good, but the rebound inside by Justice Parkey works the left block. It's good for 2. Scoreless in the first half. He has 7 in the third quarter. Gersma into the front court, feeds Kyle Smith, 3! Pours it in, and the lead is back for the Bobcats, 44-43. Kyle Smith's third 3 of the night. Bonday feeds to Gomo near side. He answers. Gomo, his first 3 of the night. He couldn't get many to go. But finally finds that one. And it's a 2-point lead. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Bobcats go inside to Kyle Smith. Gets tied up with Justice Parkey. Ball rattles around and a travel inside. Will Schwartz had the basketball back for a second, but traveled with it, and it is Hoover basketball. Shot clock is off. 24 seconds to remaining in the third quarter in a 2-point game. Hoover just scrappy, though. They are scrappy. Aside from Phillips, they don't have a whole lot of thickness out there, but they definitely are scrappy. And Johnson picks Gomo's pocket. Here's Gersma. 3 seconds remaining in the quarter. Layup is good. Kyle Smith ties it at 46 as he got the feed from Gersma after Lamar Johnson picked a pocket of Gomo. 8 minutes to go at Hoover High School. We're tied heading to the fourth on KFJB-TV.
Auto loans at Lennox Employees Credit Union are not just for cars. If you are looking to purchase a new or used motorcycle, boat, snowmobile, or other recreational vehicle, look no further. Lennox Employees Credit Union has low loan rates, and the loan process is so easy. Visit lennoxecu.com for rates and membership eligibility information, or go to 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown to visit with one of our loan officers. Lennox Employees Credit Union, member NCUA.
Marshalltown Bobcats outscored the Hoover Huskies 19-14 in that third quarter, and we're tied at 46 going to the fourth quarter. See that last play? Lamar Johnson got the feed out after he picked a pocket of Gomo. Gersma to Kyle Smith as time expires in the third quarter to tie us at 46. Thanks to Jeff Brooks back in the studios with our scores. Nevada takes down Roland Story tonight, 58-45. North is still leading Mason City, 42-39. End of the third. South Hardin leading East Marshall, 58-43 at the end of the third quarter. We are underway as the Bobcats defensively almost tip it away and get the ball back, but they say it's going to remain with the Hoover Huskies. 7:47 in the fourth quarter. Shot clock reset. Gomo will pass in, baseline left side, and he hits the hoop on the way in. That'll be out. And back to the Bobcats, a turnover. Adam Boone is back into the game. He'll replace Will Schwartz. Niehaus will inbound to Gersma. Gersma over the Husky logo. And into the front court, gets it to Adam Boone. Bounce pass to Niehaus. Drop it in, Kyle Smith, right block. Goes to work. Oh, what a beautiful move. He spun back towards the free throw line and then spins back towards the hoop on the right side for 2. Great move. Now Gomo tries for the dunk, and the showboating doesn't pay off as he comes up short on the dunk, hits the iron, and bounces into the Hoover Husky bench. There's that move again by Kyle Smith. A good one to buy him some space past Parkey, got him off his feet, and finishes at the rack to give the Bobcats a 48-46 lead. And Gomo with that missed dunk. Bobcats have it back with 7:13 and counting now as Niehaus brings it up court. Guarded by Zeze. Niehaus flips it underhand to the point guard in Gersma. Holds the basketball in his right hand, now dribbles with his left as he looked to head coach Apple for the play call offensively. Boone off a screen as his pocket picked by Harrell. Harrell will take it all the way into the right block, past Boone, but Boone's going to pick up a foul. Harrell misses the shot. Boone picks up the foul. And 2 free throws to come. Boone with his 3rd foul of the night. No points for the senior, as he'll come over and have a chat with Brynja Brynjolfsson. Send Harrell to the line, and the first free throw pops in and out, no good. Harrell went to the free throw line in the first quarter and went 2 of 2. Second free throw to come for Harrell. Lamar Johnson getting off the bench, checks back in for Adam Boone. And Lamar will go down to the low block to rebound here on this free throw. As Harrell, second free throw is good. Harrell 3 of 4 at the stripe, and we have a timeout of the floor. 6:50 to go, 4th quarter. Cats lead it by 1 on KFJB-TV.
Johnson. This is KFJB-TV.
Well, Lamar Johnson with 6 points tonight. He's been doing some of the dirty work down low in the paint as the Bobcats meet during that timeout, leading 48-47. Had a good one here tonight in the Iowa Lions Conference on a Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV. Bobcats trying to get to the 500 mark in the second week of the season. Mason City awaits them on Friday night for a girls-boys doubleheader here on KFJB-TV. Don't forget, Bobcat Live is coming up on Thursday night, and we'll also have our first wrestling coverage of the season Thursday night, as the Bobcat wrestling team will be at home. Bobcat basketball out of the timeout after that last free throw made by Harrell. He split him at the line. Kyle Smith inbounds to Gersma. Little backcourt pressure out of the timeout being put on by Zeze. Gersma gets past it into the front court. The Bobcats will set up the offense. Feeds over to Niehaus, left wing. Looking around. Now to Kyle Smith. A contested pass. Gathers the basketball back in at the midcourt stripe and gets it to Gersma. Back to Kyle Smith. Far side corner. He's open and he knocks it down. Kyle Smith. 4 made threes tonight. 51-47, and now a blocks 3. Barry tried his luck, but Gersma blocked the 3, and now Hoover will throw it into the bench. Turnover, Hoover Huskies, and back to the Bobcats. 6:12 to go in the game, 51-47. Red and blue leading it on the road. Gersma into the front court, looks over to Niehaus, left wing. Gets to Lamar Johnson, now to Gersma. Kyle Smith's cutting down to the right paint. Nothing doing there. Hayes, top of the key, back to Kyle Smith. Pulls up, left high post as he drives in and he knocks it down. Kyle Smith feeling it here tonight on the road with 22 points for the Cats. And it's 53-47 fourth quarter. Approaching 5.5 minutes to go. Barry feeds inside, left block, knocked away. Lamar Johnson forces the turnover. They were looking to get it to Harrell down on the left block. Kyle Smith, right wing, gets the feed from Gersma, gives it back to Gersma. Guarded by Parkey. Gets a screen from Lamar Johnson. Johnson rolls, not there. Gersma down the right side of the paint, can't finish. Lamar Johnson gathers it back in. Putback is no good, it's strong. Off the right side of the iron, and Zay got the rebound. Feet up court. Here goes Fanday, and a travel. He got tied up with Jacob Hayes, and it's a turnover, Huskies. 5:09, fourth quarter timeout by the Huskies head coach, Wes Burrell. Bobcats feeling it offensively, 53-47, 5:09, fourth quarter on KFJB-TV.
Make the equity in your home work for you with the home equity loan from Lennox Employees Credit Union. Crush high-interest credit card debt and make needed improvements to your home. You have the power to refinance and change your financial life. With the lower interest rate, repayment is more comfortable than paying those high credit card interest rates. The loan process is easy. See Lennox Employees Credit Union, 1004 East Main Street in Marshalltown. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender. Online at lennoxecu.com.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Assured Partners, power through partnership. Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Drive with Greg Young and experience top auto service and selection. And Lennox Employees Credit Union, lennoxecu.com.
Well, we are being treated to an exceptional basketball game here tonight at Hoover High School. I'm Brandon Lewis, along with our KFJB-TV radio and TV crew here tonight on a Super Tuesday. 5:09 to go in the basketball game. Timeout just taken by the Hoover Huskies. As the Bobcats get the ball back after a travel on the Huskies. Isaac Fonday. Gersma will get the inbound pass, leading 53-47. Kyle Smith will get the feed down to the right block, looking for the behind-the-back pass, but couldn't get it. It was tipped away. He was looking outside to the far side to Jacob Hayes, and now we have a foul away from the ball on Justice Parkey. First foul of the night on Justice Parkey. He has 7 points for the Hoover Huskies. Baseline right side. Hayes will inbound. Jumping for the inbound on the right block is Kyle Smith. Feeds out to Hayes. Now straight on. Kyle Smith off the front of the iron three. No good. When you're hot, you're hot. Why not? Harrell, hands off Gomo. He's cooled down a little bit. Gomo stepped through, past Lamar Johnson. It's way strong, and Jacob Hayes gets the rebound just outside the free throw line. Feeds to Kyle Smith. Bounce pass to Gersma in the front court, and they'll set up the offense. Right wing Gersma finds Kyle Smith. He's open on the right block and scores it. Blew past his man, Justice Parkey, off a screen. And Smith for two. He has 24 on the night. 7 in the fourth quarter. Lamar Johnson's done a nice job late in this one against Gomo. And a drive inside of the free throw line. Parkey had it knocked away. Now they find Brandon Harrell left block. He gets tied up. And the Bobcats knock it away as Niehaus and Smith were guarding on him. Smith trying to save it from going out of bounds. Niehaus will be replaced by Will Swartz. Hoover will inbound to Phillips as he's checked back in. Goes against Swartz, and Swartz is going to commit the foul. Third of the night. Count the bucket for Phillips. 55-49 now our score. Phillips has been tough to stop here tonight. He did not have a point in the third quarter, though. So Bobcats got him off the mark a few times. Free throw is no good. Swartz hauls in the rebound. Still 6-point game with 3:38 and counting, fourth quarter. Bobcats with a win would get to 2-2 on the season. Swartz almost loses the basketball. Finds a cutting Lamar Johnson. Feeds out far side corner to Kyle Smith. Now to Gersma, top of the key as he had nothing going. Gersma inside! Scores the bucket! Gersma good and draws a foul. Free throw coming. What a move. Goes on against two Huskies, including Phillips, the big man. And that one just rolled off the iron and in. Gomo will pick up his second foul of the night. It was Gomo and Phillips down there, down low, stepping in on Gersma late. And Gersma rattles in the and one. Gersma with 13 on the night for the Bobcats. And the Cats leading by 9. I believe this is their largest lead of the night. Jumper way up high, hitting the iron 2 times and taking a high bounce in for Fonde. His first bucket of the second half, he has 9. 3 minutes to go at Hoover High School in the Des Moines Metro. 58-51. Gersma feeds to Will Swartz on the right block, pushing around against Phillips. He'll go up with it. And before the shot is off by Will Swartz, we have a timeout on the floor. Bobcats will have 18 seconds on the shot clock when we come back, leading by 7 on KFJB-TV.
Legends American Grill is the perfect place to watch your favorite team. Enjoy wings, nachos, steaks, and prime rib available on Friday and Saturday nights. It's game on for great food and your favorite drink to wash it down. You like burgers? Legends has fantastic, unique burger creations like this. The Legends Burger. Absolutely delicious. Gather with friends, enjoy your favorite team's games with the NFL Sunday Ticket, and make some memories. Legends American Grill in Marshalltown and our new Newton location, where the game is always on.
Hey there, Bobcat Nation. This is Greg Grissom, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Get down to the wire here for the Cardiac Cats. It's a 7-point lead for the Bobcats. 2:48 to go in the basketball game on Super Tuesday on KFJB-TV. Our Friday showcase coming up Friday as the Bobcats will be back on the road at Mason City. 4-game road stretch here. We're back home next week to round out before the Christmas break, including a visit from Southeast Polk on Monday night. That one will be KFJB-TV only due to a Bears Monday Night Football game. Thanks to our very own Jeff Brooks pointing that out to us. All right, Bobcats with the basketball out of the timeout by Brenya Brynjolfsson, making sure Coach Apple called that one before Will Swartz shot it. Bobcats set up offensively, down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Gersma way out high. Near the midcourt logo, drives to the left wing. Now past Gomo, all the way in, looking for Will Swartz, but the ball knocked away by Gomo. He'll bring it up court himself. Out of control dribbling, feeds to Barry. 3, right wing is no good. Swartz tips it out, and the Bobcats, Lamar Johnson comes up with a rebound, but we have a foul inside on Jacob Hayes. Third foul of the night for Jacob Hayes with a 6-point lead for the Cats with 2:23 to go. Baseline right side, Gomo. He'll look to pass it in. And way up high he'll go. Gersma picks it off. They were going for Barry. Gersma all the way. Drops it off for Kyle Smith, who was trailing. And Smith puts it in for 2. 26 on the night for Kyle Smith. Hoover back the other way. I believe Will Swartz might have got tied up with Phillips there. No call by the official, just a stoppage of play. Baseline right side. Inbound to Barry. Gersma guarding him in the far side corner. He'll dribble it out to the right wing. Now drop it into Phillips. Guarded by Swartz. Gersma reaches in as he drops off coverage and helps out and picks off Phillips and goes the other way. And before we have a shot on the floor, as the Bobcats were going in, a timeout. 1:56 to go on the road. Bobcats lead by 9 on KFJB-TV.
'Tis the season at Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown. Starting Black Friday, when you buy a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, you'll receive a 65-inch TV and up to $500 to spend at local businesses. It's the perfect time to upgrade your ride and celebrate the season. But hurry, this offer ends December 31st. Visit us on South Center Street just north of Highway 30 or online at GregYoungMarshalltown.com. Make this holiday season one to remember with Greg Young Chevrolet of Marshalltown.
This is Talon Halstead, and you're watching Bobcat Basketball on KFJB-TV.
Well, you don't get much better than this in the Conference of Champions here tonight. Bobcats leading by 8 as a timeout called. There's the last transition bucket as Gersma finished the playoff with a late feed to the trailing Kyle Smith for 2. I believe the score is 60-51 as of right now as the Huskies trail by 9. And it is. So 1:56 to go. 9-point lead and the basketball. Probably definitely want to take a lot of the shot clock here and drain it down. Hoover has 2 timeouts left. Bobcats down to 3 timeouts. After that last one, take it. And the Bobcats will go to work offensively out of the timeout. Jacob Hayes with the basketball, left wing. Out to Niehaus, now to Gersma, right wing. Kyle Smith posting up on the right block. Lamar Johnson flashed in the paint, nothing there. Now Kyle Smith cuts up off a screen. Floater in the paint, no good. Phillips, the big man, hauls in the rebound for the Huskies. Barry gets a screen, goes off of it all the way to the right side of the rack, but he had a little bit of a spin on that layup and misses it right side. Bobcats with a rebound. 1:15 to go in the basketball game, 9-point game. Bobcats looking to close this one out on the road and go to 2-2 on the season. Gersma looking around. Defense way out high. Phillips, the big man, out high, guarding Hayes. Gets it to Kyle Smith, left wing, crossover. He's picked up by Parkey. Parkey takes it all the way for the layup. It's good. Justice Parkey having a nice second half. He has 9 points, all of it in the second half, and we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. 51 seconds to go at Hoover. It's a 7-point lead for the Cats on KFJB-TV.
The right insurance agent can make all the difference. Assured Partners agents represent multiple insurance companies. They can pick and choose from a larger variety of outstanding insurance options. Assured Partners also handles life and health insurance and Medicare supplement coverage. With access to local, regional, and national insurance companies, Assured Partners will create policies tailored to the coverage you need. For more information, go online to assuredpartners.com/Marshalltown. Power through partnership with Assured Partners in Marshalltown, Toledo, and West Des Moines.
Bobcats with a fun Super Tuesday matchup in the Metro tonight against the Hoover Huskies, up by 7 out of a timeout taken by Hoover after a Justice Parkey layup after he picked the pocket of Kyle Smith and took it all the way. So Bobcats will face full court pressure here with 51 seconds to go. Gersma can run the baseline. He's looking, gets it inbound to Kyle Smith. Back to Gersma, and Gersma's going to be held by Gomo. Third foul on the Hoover Huskies here in the fourth quarter. They'll have to commit 2 more to send the Bobcats to the line to try to extend this game out. Gomo picks up his third right there. Lamar Johnson on the far side from the student section will inbound to Gersma. Almost picked up by Gomo. Gersma into the front court. And Gomo's going to foul from behind. That's Gomo's 4th now. 4th team foul here in the fourth quarter. Bobcats can knock down their free throws. They'll be heading back home victorious and on a 2-game winning streak after taking down Des Moines East on Friday night. Lamar Johnson throws it into the backcourt to Gersma. Gersma not picked up. Niehaus, left wing. Gomo reaches in. No foul called initially, and now Brandon Harrell will commit his 2nd foul of the night, and that will send Jamison Niehaus to the free throw strike. Niehaus, a 50% free throw shooter on the season coming into tonight's matchup. Averaging 5.3 points per game through the first 3 games of the season, and he makes the first half of the free throw. Second one to come, 61-53. 5 points tonight for Jamison Niehaus. Couple of dribbles, and the free throw's up, and good. And that might finish off the Huskies here tonight with 30 seconds to go at Hoover High School. Harrell down to the left block, past Niehaus for 2. Harrell with 5 points. Kyle Smith catches the inbound pass, and he's promptly fouled by Justice Parkey. And that will be Parkey's 2nd second foul of the night, and it sends Kyle Smith to the free throw stripe for the first time tonight. Kyle Smith, a year ago, 81% free throw shooter. Well, he's one up so far early on, 83% through 3 games. And the first free throw is a little flat, and it will roll out the left side. No good by Kyle Smith. Second free throw to come. 26 points tonight for Kyle Smith. And second free throw is good. He has 27 points to follow up a 30-point performance on Friday against Des Moines East. Or excuse me, 7. He had 30 to open the season against Lincoln. Now Gomo scores it for 2 to answer. Full court pressure being put on here. Jacob Hayes catches it in the backcourt. He's fouled. 63-57 after the last Gomo make. Hayes will pass the basketball back down to the other end as the officials will get ready for the 2 free throws to come here. That foul on Dion Berry is first of the night. Jacob Hayes at the line for the first time tonight as well. 50% free throw shooter on the young season. And the first free throw's good. That one pure right there for Jacob Hayes. 12 points tonight. And the second one for Hayes is up and good as well. And those are clutch free throws late in this one. Gomo will get the inbound. Long 3 is good for Gomo. And time will expire. And it's a 5-point win for the Bobcats, 65-60. Bobcats were feeling it at a halftime, down by 5. But Kyle Smith came back out, gave me a wink. And boy, he really heated up. He finishes with 27 points. 19 points in the second half for Kyle Smith. And the Bobcats go to 2-2 on the season. The Huskies drop to 0-2. As you see, head coach Mike Apple shaking hands with the Hoover Huskies after this big win here tonight. Coming up, it's the locker room report. We'll talk to head coach Mike Apple, plus name our player of the game. This is Bobcat Basketball. You're watching KFJB-TV.
At Sports Plus Sports Medicine and Physical Therapy Center, we customize each patient's treatment plan to their individual needs. What does that mean? It means that not every back or knee problem is treated the same, and that your program will be unique and designed especially for your needs or problem. This improves how quickly you will return to work or sports. The Sports Plus staff is encouraging and takes pride in your successful recovery. This is just one more reason why champions choose Sports Plus Physical Therapy as their favorite place to rehabilitate and train.
McGregor's Furniture and Mattress is your local furniture store in Marshalltown, and they are proud to support Marshalltown Bobcat Athletics. If you need a new recliner to relax in, or perhaps a new dining set for the whole family, shop McGregor's. They also have a good selection of luxurious sectional sofas. Score the mattress of your dreams with an assist from the McGregor's friendly and knowledgeable staff. You'll be the household MVP when you bring home the winning selection from McGregor's Furniture and Mattress downtown Marshalltown. Open 7 days a week.
Your future starts now. Marshalltown Community College is now enrolling for spring classes. Whether you're pursuing a degree, certificate, transferring to a 4-year university, or just looking for a few credits, MCC has the program for you. Flexible schedules, affordable tuition, and expert faculty. Do you have a busy schedule but still looking to continue your education? Check out the online programs MCC has to offer. Earn your degree completely online. It's all here at MCC. Enroll today and start your journey to success. Visit mcc.iavalley.edu. The
KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Well, welcome into the Locker Room Report. A victorious one, 65-60, as the Bobcat boys and girls win it both in the doubleheader on the road here tonight in the Des Moines Metro. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Really superb game in the Iowa Lions Conference tonight as the Bobcats improved to 2-2. Huskies dropped to 0-2. Final stat line looks like this. Jamison Niehaus with 6 for the Bobcats. Drake Gersma with 11. 27 for Kyle Smith. 6 for Lamar Johnson and 13 for Jacob Hayes. Meanwhile, for the Hoover Huskies, Boy Gomo, 22 points tonight. He was tough to stop. The big man in Treshaun Phillips finishes with 9. Isaiah Fonde with 9. 5 for Brandon Harrell. 9 for Justice Parkey. And Dion Berry finishes with 6 for the Hoover Huskies tonight. Again, 65-60, the final score, as the Hoover Huskies will take on Des Moines East this Friday night. Meanwhile, the Bobcats have a road trip to Mason City on Friday. We'll talk more about that coming up. Coming up, we'll name our Bobcat player of the game, all brought to you by Opa Grill in Marshalltown. That is on the way, plus our visit with head coach Mike Apple on a victorious Super Tuesday here on KFJB-TV.
You look forward to retirement as your time to relax. But now that it's here, turns out relaxation is overrated and you'd rather get back to work with an idea of your own. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When retirement plans change course, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is sponsored by Sports Plus, sportsplusTherapy.com. Wayward Social, the place for bowling, games, food, and more. And Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, helping you develop strategies for pursuing your financial goals.
Great night, great road trip for the Bobcats to the Des Moines Metro as they take down the Hoover Huskies 65-60 here tonight. Now time for our player of the game, all presented by Opa Grill of Marshalltown. Greek and traditional favorites. All you have to say is Opa. Well, Jacob Hayes was in the running for player of the game here tonight. He started out the game with a three-point made, started out the second half with a three-point made, helped launch the Bobcats into a 19-14 third quarter where they took the lead back, or they tied it at 46. And then ran away with this one here down the line. But it'll be Kyle Smith, our player of the game here tonight. He has 27 points and really late. He was special with the ball in his hands. He knocked down some really big threes down the stretch as well. He knocked down 4 threes here tonight to finish with 27 points as Kyle Smith, our Bobcat player of the game. Each game, Opa awarding a $25 gift certificate to the Bobcat player of the game. When we come back, we'll try to check in with head coach Mike Apple. This is the Locker Room Report. All brought to you by Wells Fargo Advisors. You're listening on News Talk 1230 AM, 93.9 FM, and watching right here on KFJB-TV.
What does OPA mean? OPA means joy, enthusiasm, and approval. And when you dine at Opa Grill in Marshalltown, you'll understand why. With their made-to-order pastas, soups, and salads made daily with the freshest ingredients. Favorites include chicken parmesan pan-fried to perfection, fresh and light chicken lemon rice soup, and their signature Opa salad topped with seasoned gyro meat. Opa Grill Family Restaurant in Marshalltown, where you can dine in or drive through. All you have to say is, Opa!
You planned and saved for your child to go to college, but medical school after graduation was a surprise. A happy, expensive surprise. Wells Fargo Advisors can help. For more than 125 years, we've created wealth management and investment strategies aimed at achieving our clients' personal financial goals. When opportunities surprise you, turn to Wells Fargo Advisors. Together, we'll go far.
Wells Fargo Advisors is located at 14 East South Ridge Road in Marshalltown. Call them at 641-752-5401. They're a member SIPC.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Welcome back to Hoover High School, now joined by head coach Mike Apple for our post-game chat. All brought to you by Laurel Diesel Services, your locally owned qualified diesel mechanics. 65-60 the final score. Coach, your team looked really good in that first quarter, 15-11 heading into the second quarter. But, boy, they found some things, knocked down a couple of threes. It was 32-27. I got a little wink from Kyle Smith coming out of the locker room for the second half, and he really turned it on. What was your message to your team at the break that really spurred them to going away with it? You outscored Hoover 19-14 in the third quarter.
Yeah, it was all about just guarding the dribble drive better. They were getting to the rim and getting to the paint pretty easily on us, so we had to had to step that up and make sure we were in help side, and more importantly, just doing a better job guarding the ball, guarding your guy when he has the ball. And we did a lot better job of that the second half. And we also just said, stick with it, guys. We got in some foul trouble there. We kind of got out of rhythm, offensively on what we were trying to do, but it's only a 5-point game, so let's just go out that second half and get after it and execute, and we'll be fine.
When he locks in, I don't know if there's any better sharpshooter than Kyle Smith.
No, and his shot selection was much better tonight. He's going to take a couple that are questionable every now and then still, but it was a lot better. And he mixed it up. We got him in the post at times.
Yeah.
We ran him off some screens, and he ripped it and went to the rim and pulled up. He had some up and unders. So it wasn't just settling for, catch and shoot when a guy's contesting me, part way. And our execution offensively was probably the best it's been all season. We just did a lot better job running our sets and getting into our actions and getting it to guys in positions to score the ball, and that really helped us that second half.
I call that kind of the Armani Thomas play because, he was very good at doing that, where he would cut off a screen and post up or whatever, creates a move. Drake Capello was good at that as well, too. So having that be part of the offense, we see that a little more with Kyle Smith this year. That only, I'm sure, helps kind of your offensive flow and finding different ways to create.
It does, yeah. And then obviously the defense has to react to that given where he's getting the ball. And you saw tonight with our scoring, it was a lot more balanced, where you got, Kyle with 27, and then you got 11 by Drake, 13 by Jacob, and 6 and 6 by Lamar and Jamison. I mean, that's huge, getting that production from everyone else. So that's just a much better job of executing offensively, and obviously a big focal point is Kyle in that, and that draws a lot of guys to him, and other guys did a really nice job of making plays and getting to that rim. That being said, we probably missed 5 or 6 layups right at the rim too tonight. So, we make those bunnies, and I like where we're at.
Jacob Hayes here tonight started you out with a 3. I thought he really propelled you in the third quarter as well. He hit that big 3 and saw things really get going in that second half. Foul trouble, especially in that first half of action. But as you see guys like him kind of just taking a baby step every game, I'm sure that leaves you feeling good about, you've got a nice week of practice here before you head down the road to Mason City.
Yeah, we need Jacob to be able to score, obviously, to help us, and he was able to do that tonight, but that comes down to taking good shots, and he did that. We've been really emphasizing, let's be patient, let's use that clock, and when we get under that 15-second mark and you're open at the 3, which will happen, often, you're going to shoot that, and a lot of those, that happened tonight, and he shot it with confidence.
Yeah, that's for sure. Boy Gomo, though, man, 22, he's a slasher, kind of a street baller, but he was a tough guard. And Lamar Johnson really did a nice job there in the third quarter. He was held scoreless, I believe. No, he was not held scoreless, but I want to say there was a few times where, he did a nice job against Gomo.
He did a lot better job that second half. I've never seen a guy do more up and unders than him and get his own offensive rebound.
Yeah.
I mean, that was his go-to move tonight. But yeah, he's a tough guard for sure, and Lamar did a nice job on him for the most part. And that was what we talked about at halftime, is we got to crowd him a little bit more, help Lamar out, and send some bodies at him, make him kick it, and then recover.
I believe Des Moines North took down Mason City, your opponent, on Friday night. I know they've always challenged Marshalltown pretty well. What's your focus as you head into Friday night with your team?
Well, they played Hoover on Friday, I believe, and so we had that film on Mason City, and they're a good team. I mean, they got some sophomores that were kind of their best guys last year, and they're juniors now, and they look good, and they got some big bodies in there, so they like to mix it up defensively. They'll press at times, and then trap on ball screens. They'll go to a 3-2 zone, so there's just a lot of different things that they'll do that we haven't seen a lot this year. We've just been against primarily man, so we just got to prepare for that, and our guys got to be ready for different looks that they're going to see defensively.
Well, good luck this week in practice, and we'll talk to you Friday night, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
All right, that is head coach Mike Apple with us on our locker room report. We'll wrap things up from Hoover High when we come back right here on KFJB-TV.
When Mike Overton moved to Laurel, Iowa, he had a vision to have a diesel repair shop that would support his growing family and passion for working on diesel engines. Being part of the East Marshall community means ensuring that farmers, truck drivers, and businesses run smoothly. With a large building and state-of-the-art equipment, Laurel Diesel Services is always up for a challenge. When your farm trucks, semis, or other diesel equipment requires maintenance or the occasional repair, take it to Laurel Diesel Services.
The KFJB-TV Locker Room Report, presented by Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown.
Yeah, coming up Thursday night, it is Bobcat Live. Hope to have you along from 6 to 7. And then Friday night, it is the Friday Showcase. Girls-boys doubleheader here on KFJB-TV. On the road at Mason City. Coverage starts at 6 o'clock. For our crew here tonight, on the radio side, Jeff Brooks, as well as Keith Stewart and Lincoln Eastman on the cam crew. David Braga, our producer, on site. I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. 65-60, the final in the boys' game as they win it. Girls win it tonight, 49-16. Couple finals from around Central Iowa. Thanks to Jeff back at the studios. Baxter Bolts, 70-16. They take down BCLUW. Yeah, Des Moines North did take down Mason City, 56-49. Grandview Christian, 70-28 over West Marshall. And also a final, Valley 66-64. They take down Waukee Northwest. Gilbert defeats North Polk tonight, 54-45. Grundy Center, 58-46 over Gladbrook Rhinebeck. PCM wins it over Perry, 73-58. Johnston with a nice win over Ankeny, 59-49. South Hardin tops East Marshall, 71-62, and a good one. Nevada, 58-45. They take down Roland Story here tonight. Once again, I'm Brandon Lewis. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you Friday night from Mason City. You've been watching Marshalltown Bobcat basketball right here on your home for the Cats, KFJB-TV.
Bobcat Athletics on KFJB-TV is made possible by Assured Partners, Greg Young of Marshalltown, Lennox Employees Credit Union, Marshalltown Area Chamber, Marshalltown Community College, The Gregors Furniture and Mattress, Sports Plus, Wayward Social, Wells Fargo Advisors of Marshalltown, Marshalltown School District, Scooters of Marshalltown, State Farm, mtownproud.com.